I grew up with nothing. And I was the first ever person to make a lot of money from video games.
Ocelot, Mr. Carlos Rodríguez.
Entrepreneur and the king of gaming.
You've built a $500 million gaming empire.
The #1 esports player.
The president and founder of G2 Esports.
They call you the king of gaming.
God is very wise. God doesn't make you good at something you hate. Every time something you're good at is something you love, or something you love is something you happen to be good at. If Elon Musk would have tried to be like Michael Jordan, you would have never heard of Elon Musk. You gotta be what you were meant to be. Vast majority of people on earth are never going to do what they were meant to do.
There's thousands of esport organizations. Most of them are dead. How did G2 make it to be one of the biggest in the world?
Women have, in general, quite good instinct. Basically because they have to choose the right partner for life, otherwise they're fucked.
If me and you do a business together, the most important thing is not the business. Fuck the business. Because you and I can do this again together. It's the respect and the relationship that we have together.
My biggest player, between all the income and everything, he's probably getting paid like 3.5 million.
Welcome to the podcast.
Well, it's my huge pleasure.
The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. Tell me, what are you doing here, by the way? It's summer.
I actually like Dubai in summer quite a bit, actually.
Why?
Everybody tells me, Dubai is very hot and blah, blah, blah. But I'm almost never outside. And whenever I'm outside, it's like maybe 8 p.m., something like that, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And indoors is extremely cold everywhere, including my home. So it's never actually hot in summer. And I like the summer. I like a bit less people.
Yeah.
I can go to my paddle games with just 10 minutes in advance without having to plan for the traffic and all that stuff. So it's perfect. I'm very happy.
Do you drive or you have driver?
No, I like to drive.
You like to drive?
Yeah, I like to drive.
Got it. That's the thing I miss about Australia. When you drive, you empty your head, right? But when you have the freedom back, you do more business.
Yes, it's true.
And then it's not good for your mental health because you're doing more business now.
You are right. You are right as well. Yeah. Like, I know if I'll be driven everywhere, I'll be just checking socials. I'll be checking everything. This video did well.
Yeah.
But when you're driving, maybe you're also working. Don't say it out loud, but you're driving,
Of course. When you're when you're driving, you're also working.
Don't say it out loud. Don't do that at home.
You've had such a colorful journey.
You call it colorful. I call it long. I've done I'm only 36 now, and I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives, man. Really. Yeah. Looking back now, I've lived everywhere. I've done all kinds of different businesses. I was rock bottom. I was at the top. Then I was rock bottom again. I was at the top. Then I was rock bottom again. I was at the top. It's very fun, honestly.
Yeah. I think God loves you because God gives his craziest journeys to the people that he loves. And you've had this journey that you've had is so colorful, and it's a blessing. People wish they had the journey that you've had, even though it's been super stressful. When I read into your story, I'm a business owner, okay? Like, I'm an entrepreneur. When I read into your story, I put myself in the position of what you've been through. I would go crazy. And also, I've been in that position that you've been in, and I remember I was going crazy, but it just made me more tough. It made me stronger and tougher.
Yeah, you're probably right. And actually, from looking from the outside, many people would say, oh, I wouldn't want to go through all that hurdle. But in reality, think about it, okay? How many superhero stories do you know where everything is going perfect for them? Yeah. You don't know a single one. Like, superhero stories require drama, require some level of miserable moments, yeah?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it for anything. Like, if I go back and all the mistakes I've committed and continue to commit, let's be honest, I'm still young. I feel like if I would go back in time to speak with my old self, I would just say, thank you. I wouldn't even give him like a suggestion, like a recommendation. No, I would just say, thank you. Just fuck up the same way. And because I like my life today, so why would I change the past?
Yeah. For people that don't know, you created a company called G2, which is worth 350 million, I read, but what is it worth now? It's probably more now.
It's a private company. With these things, it always depends. War here, war there. With private equity, you never know how things are worth until somebody's willing to pay for it, right? So yeah, if you would sell the company to some Saudi prince, for example, it'll be worth maybe 700 million. Whereas if you are selling it to some sports billionaire in America, maybe it's worth 350. So it's always a bit of a, back and forth. But I would say somewhere in between, yeah. And yeah, I'm still thankful, alhamdulillah, I still own 1/3 of it. I was wise not to sell too much on the way up. So alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
So okay. That's amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Incredible journey. Well done to you. Saudis love that space.
Yes. Saudis, also Chinese. I mean, there's a lot of, we call them like princelings. It's basically when you own an entertainment company, like an esports team, which is what G2 is basically like the Real Madrid of video game competition. What happens is that imagine you have a lot of money from your very huge businesses you've built. You build a family. Now your family play video games. Your kids play video games. They know G2. They know the players of G2. Now you, as a successful businessman, if you can get closer to your children by owning the team they're a fan of, that's a huge opportunity, So beyond what of course, the revenue, their profits, blah, blah, blah. It's more like a toy, like a trophy business to have,
I don't know anything about this industry. I've never gamed.
Mm-hmm.
I had one Nintendo 64 when I was a kid and I didn't play it for more than 2 weeks. I sold it to my friend at school. I never gamed. I want you to, but I believe that all the fundamentals of business doesn't matter what industry you're in. The fundamentals of business are all the same.
All the same. It doesn't matter what business you're talking about. It really doesn't matter. You sell tables, you make an esports team, you sell coaching, you sell anything. It's all the same attributes. It's all the same skills.
Correct. So I want you to explain to me what this is because I don't understand it because it's not my industry.
Yes.
Why is it worth 350? How do you guys make revenue? Explain it to me as I'm a dummy.
Yeah. So first of all, I haven't been involved operationally for now 4 years actually.
But you built it.
I built it for 10 years, 11 years.
Once it's built and you've set up the operations, it's done.
Yes.
I want to know the build story.
Yeah. So it's in the end, video games, many people nowadays increasingly so play video games and watch people play video games, more importantly.
Wow.
So what we have is we have a team, now 300 people approximately, that is comprised of some of the best players in the world in every top game. And the way in which you monetize this is through, of course, B2C, so merchandising, etc., etc. You sell to consumer directly, and of course sponsorship deals. So we have Adidas, MasterCard, BMW, Domino's Pizza, Red Bull, Ralph Lauren, list goes on and on and on. And these are deals that I had to close, directly. It wasn't easy because it was first time, like none of these brands before we spoke to them were in video games at all. So that's what we accomplished. So B2B as well in that regard. Then we have also when we play the game or our teams playing the game, there's maybe 50 million players playing the game, right? Those 50 million players have the chance of purchasing my team logo on their weapons, if it's Counter-Strike, or on their skins, if and they, as cosmetics. And we get a percentage of that revenue as well. Also, we play in tournaments, in leagues. These leagues have viewership, so there's media rights. There's a lot of different revenue streams. And now with blockchain, list goes on and on. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, right? So I would say there's like big picture how you can see the revenues coming together. But it's very expensive as well. The expenses are very high because these players are getting paid millions of dollars a year, So it balances out, but still profitable, alhamdulillah.
I'm so confused. So, okay, you have a player who's like Ronaldo. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most you've ever paid for a player?
So it's funny because when I was a professional player many years ago, I started when I was 15 years old. I was the first player in the world to actually get proper money from sponsorships, etc., etc. I was getting paid 600,000 euros. I remember back then, which is like,
and
$660,000.
And how old were you?
I was like maybe 19.
That's amazing for a 19-year-old.
And thankfully, I wasn't too stupid with the money.
Yeah.
After the Ferrari, I settled down. and
the Ferrari is the 600,000 euro. You settled down because you ran out of money.
But then I put everything into my company that I built. Actually, everything I had, I put into the company I built.
Yeah.
But nowadays, the players are getting paid. I don't know. My biggest player, between all the income and everything, he's probably getting paid like 3.5 million, approximately.
Okay. So
US.
Okay, so I own an e-sporting company similar to what you built. I pay $3.5 million for this player. Where am I going to get the return?
Yeah, it's image rights. It's the fact that having him in your team will allow you to win more tournaments and things of that nature. So there's just a lot of different aspects. You have to squeeze as much value as you can from the player because it's very expensive, right? So you gotta sell, for example, this video, this, of course, the jersey placement, etc. You know, that's the obvious.
Got it.
But this video content piece, this AMA here, this blah, 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 you know, so you use the players as much as you can without interfering with their competitive performance stuff. And it's a very fine balance in order to profit off of each player. Is not easy at all. Most teams, in fact, don't make money because it's very difficult. But I think over the years, we've managed to find the key that, alhamdulillah, allows us to make some money of it.
So you own this player, you take him to tournaments.
We own the rights of the player. Yeah, he plays under our name, of course.
Yeah.
And we have like a contract with him, just like in football or in any other sport. We have a contract with him, and if somebody wants him and he's under contract, they have to pay for it. So in the top 10 transfers in esports, that's what the industry is called, of all time, we probably are in the top 7. Like we have 7 of them out of the 10 between buying and selling. So I spent so much money on players. I sold players for so much money as well. And it's just the nature as well of the business.
Wow, that's an interesting industry.
Yeah. But now it's been a long time since I operated. You know, I was since I was 15 years old, I tell you. You know, I was a professional esports player for so many years. Then I built the esports team and it became so big and blah. I spent all my life in esports, you know?
Yeah.
So at some point I was like, okay, enough. You know, I've done everything. Really, there was nothing else to accomplish, you know, in the industry.
Yeah.
So, and I need to be constantly challenged.
Yeah.
So I went into a completely different industry, being a complete beginner, complete noob, like we call them in gaming. Yeah. And, which is the industry of info, coaching, mentorship, etc. Why? Because I saw myself in my free time. I was always spending time, of course, with my children, etc., educating them. I really enjoy, but also with like young guys that ask me questions. I'm like, I was seeing myself in my free time, just educating them completely for free, teach them how to make money, etc., etc. And somebody once told me, actually my mentor back then, he told me, why don't you make this a business? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I never thought about it, you know, like I just do this, you know. It's like, well, this is the thing you're doing on your free time, is the thing you have always done since you have any kind of knowledge about anything. You've always done this on your free time. So why not just monetize it? And I was like, well, good point. It's like a seed in my head. And then eventually I pulled the trigger.
And what do you do? What are you doing with it now?
Yeah. So when I started, like 3.5 years ago, approximately, I've done a million things now in info, but I started first in creating a platform where people would come and learn how to make money with a few things. I was an FBA, e-com, actual coaching, doing even TikTok videos and doing like referrals, affiliate programs, etc., etc. It was too much. It was too convoluted, you know, and it was relatively successful because, of course, I came from a different industry. People knew me there. So there was a level of reputation, credibility, advantage that gave me already some leeway, but I didn't know what I was. I had no idea what I was doing. I realized that info, which is what this industry is called, the industry of information, is very different from what I was doing, although it required the same skills, the fine-tuning, the little details that in the end make you money. I had no idea about. So I had to really fight very hard for a long time until I made some real money. Then I moved into more niche. It was more business coaching. General business coaching, not that niche, but it was a complete failure. I lost money, not even like my ROAS, my return of ad spend was negative. It was horrendous. I lost money. And I was thinking to myself, how is this possible? I'm the king of gaming. How can the king of gaming not make any money with a new business? I know business. What's happening? So I kept trying different things. I got myself some coaching. I learned from it as well. And then I moved and created a sales coaching product and a lot more specific. And once again, it failed. I just wasn't making, I was making a little bit of money, but nothing to call like a proper business. And then eventually, after a few months doing it, I started realizing when you spend so much time on something, you end up identifying the little details that make you money. It's really little details, like 1% here, 1% here, 1% here. And then eventually you go, okay, my ads are making money. I can now scale. And then eventually you go, okay, so I need more creatives. Okay, so new Andromeda update on Meta ad on Facebook, which means that I can, and then you start connecting the dots because you breathe the industry. And then eventually you get it. And that's the moment I was like, okay, this is like an eureka moment. Okay, so what's the one thing I spent all my time on learning? Okay, how to make money in the info business, in coaching. Why don't I just teach people how to actually do just that? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And it's widely successful. Like, alhamdulillah, now I would say we're the fastest growing in America. I mean, it's in the world really because America is the largest market for this, but the fastest growing info business in the world.
So do they have access to you?
Yes, of course. I mean, of course, if they pay for it, yes, of course. But it's the way it's comprised is
Like one-on-one?
yes.
But it's the biggest in America. How do you have that much time?
Of course, it's not easy to, it's not cheap to pay for the one-on-one.
Okay, got it.
I'm not gonna say that, but I do enough one-on-ones.
Got it.
I try not to do them because it's not very scalable. You can only scale it in business. You can scale vertically or horizontally, right?
Of course, yeah.
When you do one-on-ones, you can scale the price of the hourly rate, right?
Yep.
So we do like between 10 and 15K per hour.
Yep.
For one-on-one, but it's not something that I really, like, I do it because it's joyful, but it's not something that you can build a huge business about.
Of course.
But horizontally, which is what I really like, is, a lot of group calls. I have my experts, people that I have built these info businesses with. These people help the clients we work with to actually build their business one-to-one. So it's a done for you sort of. It's not like a course we give you videos and then forget about.
Got it.
No, it's like you come here and you will be making 15K a month over the course of 98 days. Otherwise, you get your money back, literally. Like my people, my experts get paid when you make the 15K a month.
Got it.
Otherwise, they don't get paid.
Got it.
So it's very nice. And we found a nice sort of niche for that.
Yeah. So 15K a month, you're with me for 2 hours. That's 30K value. Appreciate that.
No. That's the clients that come work with us. After 98 days, they will be making 15K a month.
Oh, I thought you charge them 15K a month for one-on-one.
No. That's per hour.
Sorry.
1 hour.
For an hour?
Yeah, for one-on-one with me, 1 hour.
Sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah,
10 to 15K an hour, I have you for 2 hours. That's $30,000 value. I'm getting. I appreciate that.
Alhamdulillah.
I always think about that because I did a podcast with, I forgot his name, but he charges $50,000 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the car with me for 2 hours. I was like, he goes, he said, you just got $100,000 for value.
It's very joyful to do one-on-ones, but again, it's not very scalable, and you cannot really like share with the world those one-on-ones.
Yeah.
It's because it's very personal. Very often they have problems with the partner. It's not something you can share,
Yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, the way we make the clients make money is by having an expert with them throughout the whole process. So they get into that 15K a month range by basically teaching what they know, by basically teaching their own skills.
Yes.
And it's extremely, it's very satisfying, to see somebody that comes from having a 9 to 5. They're making maybe $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then they start with you. And after 3 months, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, they start making 10, 15K a month. It's just a feeling of satisfaction.
Yeah.
It's very good karma. I really believe in karma, by the way. I'm complete crazy about karmic retribution and karma in general. So it feels great, man.
The satisfaction you get must be amazing.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, even if I am, I don't know, if I had a tough night because, when our children are very small, they sleep in our bed. And you know how it is. When the child has a tough night, you don't get to sleep a lot, I don't, man. I enjoy that part of life so much right now. And imagine the baby is having a rough night.
You just had a newborn.
I just had a newborn.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And when he's having a tough one, he wants too much food or something at night, then I get to sleep maybe 3-4 hours, and then you wake up with no energy, but then you do what you like. You know you have this group call with these people that you know that if you do a good job, they will understand better how to make money off of what they like. That level of satisfaction gives you ultra boost energy, man. And there's nothing more beautiful. I always say, I think a man or woman, that is into business has to first make money, a little bit of money, to get that level of freedom so that they can start caring about what really matters, which is impact. I really believe that. Because once you make your first money, then you care more and more about purpose, about impact, about why are you on this earth for. And once you find that one thing, man, I mean, I tell you, I don't think I will do anything else until I die, because this is so nice, man. I enjoy every hour, every time. When I make a 30-minute video, okay, about something specific, about maybe how to make your meta ads hit, right? And I do it for my clients, for my customers. I spent hours gathering my notes. I take notes about everything, checking everything, go back in time, check, so that I can make a perfect video that has no fat in it, that they can consume and learn as much as humanly possible. Every minute I spent scripting that video is joyful. This is just, you can't pay for that.
Yeah. So in hindsight, when you look back, stepping down from your $500 million company was a blessing in disguise.
You have no idea. It was, again, it's extraordinary. I mean, it's just, sometimes God, I don't know, whoever's watching, maybe they believe in God, maybe they believe in the universe, maybe they believe in coincidences. I don't know. But whatever you believe in, sometimes things happen that look grim, and in reality, they are a blessing in disguise. Let me tell you an example. You win the lottery. Imagine you come from nothing. You have nothing. And then you win the lottery, right? After winning the lottery, you go crazy. You start getting into drugs, into escorts, and all the bad habits about life. You go partying, clubbing, bottles, you become an alcoholic, whatever. You lose your family. They have to cast you away. You lose your woman who loved you very much and you met in high school, perhaps. Nobody around you trusts you. You end up lonely. You end up disconnected from God because of all this nonsense you're doing. Was it a good thing that you won the lottery? Yes or no? Now, on the flip side, I broke my Achilles heel like 3 years ago, and I love sports. I do every day, all the time, paddle, boxing. I love sports. And I broke my Achilles heel. And I was like, oh, there's a great opportunity. Now I don't have to host anybody for dinners or entertain anybody. I can read books all day like a hermit, and I can just build my business in the interim. All my time can be devoted in isolation to better myself and better what I have around. Looking back, I would have broken my Achilles again and again and again and again because it was a blessing in disguise, you know?
Yeah. Have you heard the Chinese proverb of the farmer?
Yes, it's the best. This is the best. Can we actually tell it?
I want you to tell it.
Okay, so this is from, I believe, Taoism, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I'm very much into philosophy, religion, mythology. I love this stuff.
Yes, same.
And so this story, I might paraphrase it. I might be wrong, but more or less.
The message is clear.
Yes. So it's a father and a son. They're farmers, they live in the mountains. And one day the father realizes that the horses are gone. All of them. Because the son left the stable doors open, unfortunately. So then they lost all the horses. The neighbors come and say to the father, "Oh my God, you lost all your horses. That's terrible." And the father says, "Maybe." Then the day after, all the horses come back, but with even more horses because they find other wild horses around. So they come back and the father very quickly closes the stable door. They have more horses all of a sudden. So then the neighbors come to the father and say, "Oh my God, you have so many horses. That's so nice." And he says, "Maybe." Then shortly after, the son goes and tries to ride one of the horses. And doing so, he's a wild horse. So he kicks him out, breaks his leg. every neighbor comes to the father and said, "Oh my God, that's so unfortunate." He says, "Maybe." And then shortly after, the army comes because they need fighters for the war. The son cannot go because of a broken leg. The father cannot go because he's too old. And the neighbors come to the father and say, "Oh my God, how fortunate are you?" And the father says, Maybe. This is one of the best tales.
Yeah.
I love this tale. I swear to you,
Same.
if I had to say why I'm so satisfied in life, it's because of this tale.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you.
Oh man, so nice that you know about this.
Of course. What would you like? Hoss, what would you like?
Nothing.
You okay? You don't want a coffee? What would you like, my brother?
Just a cold brew, small with extra ice.
Cold brew.
This is Starbucks, right?
No, but we can go to Starbucks. This is Costa.
No, it's okay. Costa. Then never mind. I will do iced Americano, the smallest, with extra ice.
With extra ice. Okay. We'll get large, just in case.
Okay, fine.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hi. Can I get 2 large ice Americanos? Extra ice.
Like a lot of extra ice. Yes.
Yeah. One of them, extra ice.
That's right.
No. Both large. Oh, yeah. One regular ice. Yeah. Hoss, you want an ice Americano? Get one.
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I love that proverb. And you know, I've been in business since I was a child, right? Since I was young, I was getting into business. And bro, I just wish I knew these philosophies, because when these things happen and you have to shut down businesses and you have conflict and issues with business, you think your life is over. You think this is the worst thing that can ever happen to me. My life is over and I'm never going to recover from this. But you don't know that after it all works out.
It all works out somehow, man. You know, I've gone, I want to say bankrupt, but it was every time almost bankrupt by days. I'm talking hours before bankruptcy.
Days before bankruptcy.
Yeah. For a few times. And I swear, man, every time something happened, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Something happened. Yeah. Something showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a miracle.
Yes, really.
Hi. Pay with card? Thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you very much.
Oh, please, you're my guest.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I got a free ride. I got a free coffee.
Listen.
You should have told me about this. I would have been on time.
No, listen, it's a pleasure to have you on, and it's the least we could do. This is your water.
Thank you.
There's another one in the door if you want to use it.
Thank you.
You know, I had an insurance company that I started when I was 26 years old, and we became the largest insurance company in our state of Australia. And we were doing $500,000 a week in revenue.
Okay.
And, you know, that's probably not crazy for the industry that you're from. But for the brick and mortar business, or the, you know, you have a rent, you have staff, like for that business, it was a lot. We were the largest. And
Sir, more ice?
More
Thank
ice?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. See you.
Bye.
And you know, legislation happened. That one's mine.
Oh, sorry. I thought they gave me 2. Really.
No. And you know, legislation happened, and we basically went from doing $500,000 a week in revenue to 160.
Okay.
And you know, our expenses was 220 a week, and we're doing 160 a week compared to 500. And we just thought this is the worst thing that could ever happen. We're going to go bankrupt. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But over time, Hoss, let's go to Kite Beach.
Okay.
But over time, as time went on and we started learning and we started pivoting and doing other things, we learned the skills that has been able to drag us out to where we are today and do other things today. So I think about your position. When I was reading your story, I was reflecting on what I went through, and something that you built this company, which was your baby, and you built it. And then for people to say you need to step down because you were partying with this person, or you were talking to this person, you were liaising with this person, I would imagine you had sleepless nights. You were having panic attacks. Were you having panic attacks?
So I was never the person to have panic attacks. I think that actually maybe should I give a little bit of context?
Of course.
About what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 5 years ago, approximately, I think it was, time flies, 4.5 years ago, maybe. I am widely considered in the industry of esports and video game competition as the king of gaming. Okay. It's a title they gave me because as a player, I was the best player in the world in one game. Then I was one of the best players in the world in another game. And then I was the team owner of the best team in the world worldwide.
Wow.
So they were like, okay,
Wow.
whatever, you know?
You were full famous.
Yes. For the world of video games,
Yeah,
I was very, very famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were looking at every single thing I was doing. I was always very outspoken. You know how I am right now? Same I was always, you know, it wasn't very common to see in the world of video games, let's be honest. And that's why I had such a big following and also such a big group of haters also, because all the other teams that are not my team are haters, you know, like Real Madrid, Barcelona, same. Yeah?
Of course.
Messi, Ronaldo, whatever,
Yeah.
you name it. And yeah, so everyone was looking at what I was doing with a very, how do you call it? This,
Magnifying
like
glass.
a magnifying glass.
Everything
Yes,
you're
thank you.
doing.
And one time I have a lot of, friends, people I know, normal business. Yeah. You know people, you meet people.
Yeah.
And one of them is Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, his brother, and Luke, all the family. Fantastic people, you know, and I knew them for some time. And in one of my trips to Romania for business, I met with them as well. And we went out, you know, party, whatever, right? Very normal, nothing crazy, you know, just
Normal night.
Yeah, normal night. And there was a fangirl that knew me and G2 as well as them. And she got into the private area and she made a video of us just having fun, right? And she posted it. Nothing wrong with this. No, nothing wrong. And people were going like that tweet became so big so fast. And I was like, oh my God, because people don't like Andrew Tate in the world of video games at all, right?
Why? I would have thought people in video games would love Andrew Tate.
No. Because they're very liberal. They're very...
Really?
Yeah, extremely liberal. And Andrew Tate is very outspoken. You might or might not agree with things that he says. I don't mind, you know, I don't care about this, you know, anyway.
But Andrew Tate plays video games.
I don't know. Does he? I don't know.
Of course he does. Yeah, they play Mario Kart all the time.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are not too fond of him, right? And he was in the middle of problems he had with the law and whatever. So people, you know, jump into conclusions very easily. So they automatically connected me with him as if I was him or something like this, right? And oh my God, people were like, apologize for what? I was just in the same room with him because I know him. And I'm not going to throw he wasn't my best friend whatsoever, but I will not throw an acquaintance to the wolves.
Yeah.
He's done nothing wrong to me.
Yeah.
And I've done nothing wrong either. So they were telling me, apologize or face the consequences. Huh? You know what Carlos means?
No.
The etymology?
No.
It means free man. You cannot tell me what the fuck to do because I will explode the other way.
What's your star sign?
I'm Gemini, but
Okay.
if you want to speak about numerology and astrology and stuff like this, I'm a complete psycho. So we can go very deep into it.
Okay.
At some point. But a complete psycho. Esoteric knowledge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Freemasonry, Scientology, Rosicrucianism, all kinds of philosophies, religion, mythology. I love this stuff.
Okay.
I devote my hobby time on it.
Incredible.
I love this.
Now, we could do another podcast
I
just
love
on
this.
that.
I know.
Just on that.
But basically people exploded, right? Oh my God, what are you doing with this guy? Apologize. Even sponsors. I had my WhatsApp. I was receiving messages from people I've never met. It was a number that I didn't know, right? Telling me apologize, otherwise we have to take action. Take action what?
You're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and this all happened between like 24 hours, right? And I was like freaking out. What's happening? Like, is my whole life over? Like, what's happening here? And in the end, did Carlos apologize?
Fuck no.
No, I went on Twitter and said, everybody fuck off. If I want to party with Putin, Saddam Hussein, or whoever the fuck I want, I party with them. It was like explosion, trending topic in 39 countries.
Wow.
It was crazy. The developers of the game calling me saying we have to take some kind of action. Sponsors, I will not say which sponsors, but because then I might get into trouble, but most sponsors were calling and saying, we love you, man, but we have to take some kind of action because this will negatively affect our brand. It was in the middle of all the BLM stuff and all this. It was like the peak time of cancellations for these things. And I was in disbelief. So in the end, I had two options. Either I stay in my own company that I founded and I was the CEO of, and I had to then myself capital increase, finance all the loss of sponsorships and stuff like this, which would have been probably like 20 million, 15 million a year, something like this. I could have done it, but I thought to myself, I've been asking God to get me out of this without damaging the company. And maybe this is just an opportunity to do just that. I was really trying to get out of the industry, but my investors didn't, they cannot force me, but they were like, man, we're going to lose everything, because I was the company, really. And this opportunity, which felt like complete shit back then, eventually it grew on me that actually maybe that was just God allowing this to happen. And soon enough, fast forward a few months, the company lost zero value. It's like I was forced to step down, and I still own the company. Nothing changes in my shareholding, and I can now devote that time into something else. So I say really thank God for all of this.
Wow.
But it was ugly. It was very ugly.
How long was it ugly for? Did you have sleepless nights?
First night, no sleep. Second night, maybe a bit of sleep. But then eventually, everybody was telling me, even my parents, everybody around me, everyone around me. Back then, I had different women, and everybody was telling me, apologize. Because, I don't know, they were scared for me, I guess. They loved me. But I couldn't live with that decision. I couldn't live with that decision. I couldn't. You can give me everything. If I don't feel in control of my own destiny, if I feel like somebody has the foot on my neck, I cannot exist, you know? I wouldn't be able to exist with myself in that situation. So after a few days, I was like, you're doing the right thing. It was in your heart. You're doing the right thing. And I started sleeping like a baby again.
Really?
I was like, whatever comes, comes. And since then, I have a rule for life. When something like this happens, if you're acting with a good moral compass, good integrity, I say, let the pieces fall where they may.
Wow.
So that's what I started developing in my head. Let the pieces fall where they may. I put my faith in, I know I'm acting from a good point, from a good place in my heart. Now, nothing else I can do. Now it's in the hands of my destiny.
Yeah.
And really, nothing to say. I wouldn't change anything.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
The biggest learning lesson from this is, if you have good intentions and you have a pure heart, you're not trying to hurt anybody, let everything fall how it's going to fall.
Yes. What else can you do?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to apologize when I'm not sorry? Am I supposed to be like a populist, which nowadays every politician is a populist?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to just go by the crowd's demands? No, that's not a life, man. And I'm not saying everybody has to be like this. Of course, there's moments in life. Maybe you have to take care of your people. I'm not saying go into your workplace and tell them all to fuck off. No. There's moments for everything, right? If your family needs you, maybe you need to take some pride, or maybe you need to take it on the chin sometimes. I don't know. It's possible, But if you don't have to, why would you? That's like middle fingering the free will God gave you. It's a luxury to be able to choose. Many people in this earth cannot choose. Like I told you, many people in this earth cannot choose to be free. Oh, big boy, you're big free. Okay, I had money in the bank. I was, the basics were covered. The foundation was covered. I could say, fuck everybody. You cannot demand that from everybody. But I guess a good learning is, if you can, don't betray yourself. Don't betray yourself. It's not worth it.
Betray yourself.
Yeah, don't betray yourself.
It's so true, because when you're stepping out of character of who you are, you're betraying yourself. And the pressure just comes from everybody else wanting to.
Now you see why I'm wearing black.
Yeah.
I'm a complete mess.
If you cry while you give the story, it'd be great for views. Oh, man. Incredible.
Yeah.
It's so true because it really resonates with me because I'm in business. I've done this many times. I've been in this position every time, and I would have panic attacks, and then I would think you're dying. You're literally dying. And then I made a realization of, fuck it, it's all a game. And then I detach. You know, Elon Musk says the more stress.
Very, very sick one-liner you said. It's all a game. And I'll tell to you in a second. Please tell me about Elon Musk.
No. Tell me this. I'll continue.
Okay. Don't lose your train of thought because I want to hear it.
I won't, yeah.
Man, so when I was a professional player, okay? When you're a professional player, it's a very hard job. I know people are like, oh, you play video games for a living. No, it's a very hard job. Being a sportsman, being a competitive guy in any kind of competition is one of the hardest jobs on earth. Why? Because if you have a bad day, and that bad day happens to be a tournament, you lose a tournament. You might lose your sponsors, your ability to remain at the top, etc. So you cannot have bad days. You cannot just 9 to 5 Excel sheet brainlessly. No, you have to be on top of your game every time. And there is young kids that want your position, millions of them that want exactly to be where you are. So in many occasions, I would lose a tournament, for example. I would not play to my standard. And I know all eyes are on me. And I was in bed and I was like, I want to die. I would rather die than be in this position. Of course, when you're a kid, you over-exaggerate. But really, I was there, you know? And I developed a defense mechanism that has helped me so much that to this day, I use it, okay? You want to know what it is?
Tell me.
I use it for paddle, for everything, okay? Okay. I tell you, this is like open your ears because this is game changer.
Write it down.
Whenever I'm doing something stressful and I feel like my heart rate is going up, I know my body, I feel like I'm getting a bit stressed. I close my eyes for a second and I imagine myself in third person. I imagine I am not this body, I am spirit, whatever you believe in. And I am with a controller moving my body. So my body becomes part of a video game.
An avatar.
An avatar. So I'm playing a video game. So imagine it's a very important point. I'm playing paddle, grand final, golden point, whoever wins. I close my eyes and I do this for a second and now I play a video game. Zero fear.
Yeah.
Zero fear. And I've gotten so good at this.
Yeah.
It's really zero fear. Zero fear. There is no fear of the consequences because I'm playing a video game. There's a next, I can just play again, you know?
Correct.
And in reality, that's what life is. You can always play again. When life ends, okay, sure, life ends, but you have no control over when it ends. So you just play a video game constantly.
Yeah.
Try again, try again, try again. That makes it so fun, joyful to just go through hurdles. You know, I tell you, I use it to this day. I've been using it for now, I want to say like 18 years.
Yeah. Same.
Really?
Same. Yeah, bro, I've been through this. And we had to go to a very dark place to get to this point,
yes,
right?
Yes,
very dark place.
It's very dark. Like, I tell you, I was like, I'd rather die now.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. I've been there. You know, what I was saying before, Elon Musk said, the more stress you can handle is a direct correlation to how much money you can make.
That's actually, I would agree with that.
My strategy is, what if you don't deal with it? What if you completely detach like what you said, like a video game?
Very
Why
good.
don't you think to yourself, this is just a game and just detach?
Yeah. I mean, we both are saying the same thing as Elon is saying, probably in the sense of, for him, he believes that exposure, which I agree with as well, exposure to stress diminishes the impact of stress into your life. It's true. The more you are stressed, the less you care about being stressed. The more times you're stressed, the less negative impact that future stress has on you. So of course, he's completely right. And I believe so are we. Little tactics that work for you. Little tactics like this will always work for you. Whether you imagine like you're playing a video game, it's about taking life as a game, because life is a game. Life is there to be really enjoyed. Doesn't mean to go full party mode or something like. No, I don't mean like this. Enjoy. It's to enjoy when it's raining, to enjoy when it's sunny, to find a way to enjoy when you have health problems. Of course, it's hard to enjoy it, but you enjoy the contrast. Then you get healthy and then you want to run everywhere. You want to do everything. When your business is doing bad, of course, it's not a joyful experience, but if you learn to take it with a grain of salt and say, this is it. This is part of the process. I'm growing with this, and my only job is to learn how to deal with this obstacle. And then when you're out of the obstacle, joyful again, because it's the contrast of life. That's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
It's a video game.
Yeah. And I think the market always pays what you're worth. Whether you're in Bangladesh or you're in Tokyo, you're in New York, the market will always pay you for what you're worth. And for the things that I've learned and you've learned, I don't have a fear of being broke. Because the things that I've learned, I know that the market will pay for.
Yes, you carry yourself with you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So whether you go to anywhere on earth, your set of skills and attributes, what makes you special and unique, you carry them with you. You carry them in your backpack. Also your negative traits. Yeah. You carry yourself with you everywhere. Oh, if I change country, I will be so much happier. No, you won't. You carry yourself with you everywhere you go. You first become the person you want to become, and then you can do other things, Or like when people just fill their lives with new partners, new girlfriend, new boyfriend, whatever, when they're not in a good state of mind, that never lasts. That never lasts because you're trying to patch a problem. First you fix yourself, and then you do what you must do,
Do you have business partners? Do you do business partnerships?
So I have a few companies, right? And in the world of info, I am invested and partnered up with a few info offers that are doing very well with my best friends. But this particular offer, the Carlos Rodríguez is my name. Carlos RO is the company. I will never have partners because it's my name. It's my legacy for also my family, for everything. So there I have no partners.
Okay. But you do have business partners
in
other things.
Of course.
Okay.
In G2, I have now 31 investors, I think.
Yeah.
So not easy to deal.
No. Business partnership is very difficult.
Very difficult.
And, in Australia, when you set up a business, well, they call it LLC in America. In Australia, we call it ABN. The banks don't give you money for the first 2 years because 98% of businesses go down within the first 2 years, primarily because of business partnership differences. Okay. So the banks say, you guys figure your shit out. And if you come back to us in 2 years' time and you show us how much money you've made and you're still together, then we'll give you money.
Not a bad thing.
Right? So my philosophy in all this is, if me and you do a business together, the most important thing is not the business. Fuck the business. Because you and I can do this again together. It's the respect and the relationship that we have together.
Oh, yeah.
It's the flame that we have together. We must protect it. You're having a bad day and you're disrespectful to me. Okay? I don't say anything. I go home, finish, I come back. Hey, bro, how was your day yesterday? Let's get to it. Right? You do not cause resentment. If you made a mistake, I don't say to you, you made the mistake. I say, now that we know all the information, next time we probably should have made this decision. It's both our decisions, even if you made a mistake. So that is also something that really pushes your brain to really develop how to communicate, what's really important in a business, and to kind of keep the business alive.
Yes, I think it's important for sure. You will never be right about every decision, right? And you will never agree as well on every decision, right? So I believe that number one is that both partners, if there's two of them, take full responsibility over everything. That's the number one. Once you take full responsibility means whenever you commit a mistake, the other partner sometimes just wants to hear, hey man, I know I fucked up. I know it's my bad. That's it. Sometimes that's all you need to hear, And then, okay, move on. Next thing, But once things go wrong, which is where you really see the true nature of people, unity is what makes the business get out of the hurdle. Almost always. Unity. You might disagree, but unity. Okay, we do it your way. I'm with you all the way, bro. I disagree. You know I disagree. But we agree. We do it your way. Done. This is what a partnership is about, And if it fails, it's not his fault. It's your together's fault. You win together, you lose together. And that level of camaraderie creates a dynamic where both are going to do their best for each other to win. If there's little things here, little things that are not spoken out loud, when shit hits the fan, maybe one starts speaking with other people about building another business. Maybe one starts resenting, And if you have the slightest feeling that somebody you intend to build a business with could be like this, then don't do it. Your instinct is always right.
Always right.
I always say, actually, with both partners as well as people I hired, when the first instinct wasn't right, each and every single time I had to fire the person, or I had some kind of problems, or I had every single time. I don't know why that is, but your body seems to be wiser than you. You know, It's crazy.
You know, I think business is art. Okay. Leonardo da Vinci paints like this. Van Gogh paints like this.
Mhm.
Okay. And business is all, hurdles. It's just issues after issues. The way you jump over the issues and you are able to make the issues a benefit for you, that's going to show how far you're going to get in business. For you to have that issue and treating it like, I wanted to take a step back from G2, and now this is my opportunity. People can look at this as this is a big issue, this is the worst thing that can happen. Or I can flip it and say, this is the opportunity God gave me to be able to jump over this hurdle and finally get the exit that I wanted.
Yes, and in the end, even if I never ask God for a change, sometimes your instinct knows better. Right? And do you know the story of Icarus?
No.
So,
I know Icarus, but tell me the story.
Yeah, so it's very simple, but in Greek mythology, Icarus, and by the way, I know this story never happened, whatever, but it doesn't matter because all these stories, whether it's religious or mythological or whatever,
There's a message in it.
and there's archetypes of actual humans. These archetypes are prevalent throughout history, throughout humans that you know. So all these stories resemble a specific archetype of a person. And this archetype is present in people you meet day to day. So these stories are relevant. So in the story of Icarus, Icarus, which is a human, is not a god. Icarus wants to, quote unquote, become a god. So he builds himself wings out of resin and feathers. And he goes up and up and up and up, until he gets too close to the sun, and the sun melts the resin, and then he falls to the ground and breaks all his bones, right? Because he flew too high.
Too high.
And he legitimately thought he could become a god, even though he's a human. Nobody can become a god when you're a human. And that story sort of is a perfect representation of many of the mistakes we commit. You know, that we get maybe too cocky, too arrogant. We want to go fly too high without having the skills to get there yet.
Yeah.
We get too impatient, you know, so we build the wings and we go to the sun, you know. Well, maybe it's not our time to go to the sun yet. And you need to go through the mud first. You need to get dirty in the mud first. Develop the skills, you know. Oh, I want to be a multi-millionaire. Okay. Why don't you start with understanding what you're good at? Why don't you start by spending the time you have after your 9 to 5 in not only developing that skill, but learning how to monetize it? Maybe look for customers on the side. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. You start from the beginning. Little thing here, little thing there. Before you know it, the hours you spend on it compound. They do compound.
Yeah.
And you can't try to build something, raise money for a company you have no idea about. First, you know, build the skill set. Get started. Get dirty in the mud. It's fun as well, you know?
You know, this reminds me of, the word narcissism?
Yes, of course.
It comes from the narcissist.
Of course.
And you know the story. He
Yes.
looked at himself in the pond for so long because he loved himself that he ended up drowning.
Yes. Right. And then he became a tree. Or a flower. Yeah.
So that is also, what the story you're telling me there, don't drink your juice too much.
Yes, for sure. I always say, the perfect success machine for a human is to have a part of you that is extremely humble, that tells you you're not there yet, you know, hold your horses, calm down, you know nothing, keep learning, and a part of you that tells you you're actually the number one. Like nobody can stop you, nothing can stop you. God created you for greatness. Your destiny is bigger than this. You need these two fighting each other all the time. That's the best way to live, in my opinion. Because you take big bets, but you take them with humility. You don't play small. Playing small means you're not listening to this voice, right? And believing that you're the number one without having to work is also not listening to this guy. You have to listen to both of them equally. 50-50.
Yeah, it's a war between them.
Constant.
It's a constant war.
And things go well for you, and all of a sudden you feel like you're listening to this guy too much, you know?
Yeah.
Too much. Okay, I'm getting a bit cocky. Yeah. Let's go back to this guy, you know, a little bit. And it's like self-balancing is
and
that equilibrium is important.
You know what makes the decision? The gut.
Yes.
They're at war, and then the gut decides who to go with in different scenarios.
You're right. It's very wise.
Yeah. I mean, I love business, dude. I've been in business for such a long time, and I've always listened to my gut, and it's always served me well.
It's true. And I cannot really tell the reason why, but it really is here. Actually, they call it the gut feeling because it really comes from here, you know? I don't know if you're into chakras or anything of that nature, but this chakra right here is really for instinct. You know, the more open, the more free this chakra is, the better you are at reading and listening to that instinct. So when it comes here, just listen to it every time. It knows better somehow.
Yeah.
He's wiser than you.
Do you listen to your wife? Because women have very good intuition. Men have intuition too, but women have very good intuition, I've noticed.
Do I listen to my wife?
Do you take her to dinner to meet someone saying, I'm thinking about getting into business with this guy?
No,
Let me know what you think.
No, never. I don't know. Like I would never ask for feedback or recommendations or anything like that, especially around business. The same way she will never ask me anything about the children or whatever, you know, like I think, we never have that kind of conversation.
Got it.
But if she would at some point say something, I know women have in general quite good instinct. They're very good at this, basically because they have to choose the right partner for life. Otherwise they're fucked, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? A man has a lot more leeway to commit mistakes in this realm, in this regard.
But that comes with responsibility.
Yes, it does.
We hold the responsibility.
Yes, correct. And this is why I believe that if a woman says something that really is inside of her, is wise to at least listen to it. They are somehow better at this on average, I would say. But yeah, I never have like business conversations. I don't even know. We don't speak about what I do or anything, you know. I don't like speaking with anybody except my business partner about what I do.
I've learned that because I remember I used to take my my girlfriend. She said, "Don't hire him." I was like, "Why? He's so good." No, something about him. And then later, 1 year later, 2 years later, she would be right. Yeah,
if she's so one-sided about something, maybe you should listen to it. Like, you know, there's something about women. They're maybe more spiritually connected in general than men. I believe that actually to be true.
Yeah.
And in fact, I believe that in terms of masculine and feminine energies, the masculine energy is bound more to the earth, is more material. Think about the most laureated men in history. They are machines of destruction, you know, conquest, destruction, power, strength, financial gain, materialism, you know, matter, you know,
revolution,
earthly stuff, you know. And then you look at women that were the most laureated for their feminine energy, which was what? Instinct, softness, that connection with the unknown, the ability to heal people or their own families with the power of love and their knowledge about natural plants, etc. Do you understand? Such a different dynamic. And I think we have to listen to nature in this case. When a woman has an instinct, there's something there. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, very true. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I know. I tell you, I could speak for hours and hours because I love to understand how the universe works, really. Yeah. And I read thousands of books in my lifetime, specifically about mythology, religion, philosophy, all kinds of esoteric knowledge, and quantum mechanics, you name it. I love this stuff so much. And I want to understand really how the universe works.
Yeah. Did you write a book? Have you ever written a book?
I wrote a book when I was maybe 20 years old, and it's called, how was it called? I have it in my office. It's in Spanish. something like Born to Win, something like this. I don't know, so cocky, so arrogant, this kid, little kid. And I wrote a book when I was maybe 20. It was like bestseller in Spain.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in Spanish. So I always had in my mind to write another book because, of course, a lot has rained since then.
Since then, a lot.
And it's something in my heart.
More rain, the better the book.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I have a lot of notes. I always like to take notes about everything. My notes, I'm telling you, like hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of notes. After this podcast, I will take notes about things, like observations I like, So I know that everything is there. I just have to gather it together.
I'm in a fortunate position where I get to speak to the greatest minds, right? Like yourself.
Oh, don't say that, please.
And you are a great mind.
No, don't say
You're
that.
a great mind. And my friends say, why don't you write a book? And I say, well, because I'm still learning. But then we're always learning.
That's true.
So you're never going to write a book. Because you're always seeking.
You know what? You just convinced me to somehow plan this at some point.
Yeah, that was my goal. I was getting you to that point because
it's a good observation.
Yeah, you've read these books, but you're not writing a book because you've still got more to learn. But then you've always got more to learn.
No, this is very, very good observation.
That was my point to it. That
you should definitely write a book with all the people you've met. Like Tim Ferriss. You know Tim Ferriss, of course, right?
Why does that name ring a bell?
Tim Ferriss, basically, he had a podcast where he brought always interesting people into the podcast. I think it was a podcast. I don't know. And then he wrote a book out of all the learnings he's gotten from speaking with all those people. And he has some of the best books for self-help, self-development, in my opinion, out there. Very mainstream, but it's very good.
The name is leaving.
You remember the 4-hour work week?
Yes.
He's Tim Ferriss.
That's Tim Ferriss. That's right.
For example.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think you should write a book. By the way, you weren't born Muslim, were you? I
was not born Muslim. I was born a Christian. Of course, I'm Spanish from Madrid. My parents were Christian as well. And I baptized and all that stuff. But as I grew, I lost my connection with God when I was 14, 15 years old. And then when I was 17 years old, my mom told me, so you know how Jesus healed people with his hands? And I was like, I don't believe it. And she's like, okay, doesn't matter. There is a friend of mine, she does Reiki. Jesus healed people with Reiki, she tells me, my mom. And okay, you're crazy. And she tells me, why don't you come with me? I don't want to go alone, So I was like, whatever, I love you, Mom. I'll go with you. I went there. That day was the day that changed my whole perception of what reality is.
What is Reiki?
Reiki is basically, have you seen how Jesus was healing like this?
Sure.
Right? So what Reiki helps you understand is how to devote your energy through your hands. Healing energy or whatever type of energy you want to devote through your hands. That's pretty much what Reiki, the basis of Reiki, right? And so that day I went there again, not believing anything. And they teach us how to do Reiki for whatever, half an hour or whatever. And then it's like, okay, you will do Reiki to each other. We went to a room and again, I just knew what they told me to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be first. You, Mom, you sit down or you lay down. And she laid down and my mom sleeps like this. So after like 2 minutes, she's snoring like my mom. I love her to death, but she snores like a tractor. Okay. And she was snoring like crazy after 2 minutes. Okay? So I'm giving her Reiki. It was supposed to be for, 30 minutes, something like this. And I go into her hand and I'm like, okay, now that I'm here, I'm going to try very hard. I'm going to try to do something. So I go into her hand and I'm telling myself, okay, I'm not going to stop until I move her hand. Reiki is not about moving somebody else's limbs, But I was thinking in my head, for some reason, I will move her hand. And I was there for like 10, 15 minutes. And all of a sudden, without me wanting to, I moved my index finger like this up unconsciously. And she moves her index finger while sleeping up the same way. I have goosebumps right now. I have goosebumps right now because I remember it like yesterday. And I was so scared. I woke her up. I was like, okay, Mama, I promise you, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I promise you, there is something about this that is not how we think. Like this is true. I don't know what I just did, but this is real, you know? And that moment was the beginning of my journey into reading all the esoteric books and all of that stuff. And eventually, fast forward a few years, I became Muslim because for me, Islam was getting the closest to what my belief system was. And I'm not going to say I'm perfect Muslim. In fact, a lot of my beliefs are maybe incongruent with Sunni Islam. But I would say like a combination of Gnosticism meets Islam is my belief compass, more or less. But that day, man, that was the most shocking event in my life. That really made me spiritual and made me, since then, every single day I meditate or pray. Every single day of my life, every single day, meditate or pray.
How do you pray?
Well, I speak to God and I thank Him. I am just grateful. I look for things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
I rarely ask when I'm praying. I'm just finding things to be grateful for.
Sure.
Sometimes if I'm struggling with something, maybe I ask, give me guidance, give me inspiration to do or say whatever I must do or say to fulfill my destiny. That's what I tell them. Like that's a one-liner, right? Mm-hmm. And when I'm meditating, I typically just think about a sentence that again is the same sentence every time, which is, my world takes care of me and provides me with everything I need. That's it. And just visualize what the ideal life for me looks like, which very often is just me going back and remember my day, which is amazing. I'm like, what's your favorite thing in life? What do you want from life? And then I just remember what happened at 2 p.m. that day. You understand? That's, to me, that's it. It's almost like an exercise of being grateful. Because there's nothing not to be grateful for.
Well, also being grateful is also the highest frequency.
They say so, yes. They say so. And authenticity. Yeah. Being yourself and being grateful are the two highest frequencies.
Yeah. For me, my belief is, it goes a little bit, what you just said is exactly that. But how I connect it is God made you exactly how you are. The more you are your authentic self, the more you're connected with God and the more blessings come your way. The more you go out of your way to be somebody else is the more inauthentic you are or unauthentic that you are. And that's when you block blessings.
Yes, I would agree with that completely.
That's why I don't believe in the evil eye. Mm-hmm. Because if God has a plan for you and a man, who's greater than God? Nobody. So a man can give you some spell of evil eye and he can block blessings that are coming your way from God, the greatest power. That's why for me, evil eye never made sense.
I have a little theory with this, which is, have you heard of this one-liner of he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right?
Correct.
I believe if you believe that somebody can give you evil eye, then somebody can give you evil eye. I also believe, although this is a little bit strange perhaps, but I believe that if you believe you could fly, you could actually fly. I don't believe there is anything off limits.
Yeah.
I generally believe that you are a part of God because God created you. You're a part of God, which is you're a part of the infinite power of creation. Why couldn't you fucking fly? If you truly believed it, I believe our bodies are the filters. If our body doesn't believe, our mind doesn't believe something is possible, then it will not be possible. If it believes it's possible, I believe that the whole creation will bend to your will. I believe that with all my heart, okay? To the point you were making, can you repeat the point you made? Because I had
the evil eye, okay.
Oh yeah. So I believe that if you generally believe that somebody can harm you from afar with a bad spell, then that will happen. Now,
if you believe it.
Yeah, if you believe it. Now, if you believe that God created you perfectly and nobody except God can harm you, then you're impossible to harm. You walk as if. You exist as if. Right? This is my belief.
It's also more of an understanding mechanism. For example, if somebody believes in evil eye and something bad happens, they'll say, oh, It was evil eye.
True.
But they don't realize that life is full of problems. Life is ups and downs. Okay. So if something bad happens to you, you don't believe in evil eye. You said, this is God's grace. This is what God wanted me to go through.
There's this fantastic perception. So of course, there's the Old Testament and the New Testament, right? The Old Testament is based on more Gnostic beliefs of God being this. Well, there's in Old Testament, there's like a main God, which is the creator of the universe. And there's the God, the demiurge, so to say, which is the God that is like evil and like, creates all these tempests and stuff like this. The point here is that, when you believe that something bad happens to you for XYZ reason, then something bad will happen to you for XYZ reason. Now, the flip side of this is, if you exist, which is the God of the New Testament, knowing that everything that happens to you is a blessing from God, that's the New Testament God, always loving, always understanding, always good for you, then so will be, right? So you saying, oh, evil eye, is going to get you nowhere where you want to be. Because if everything bad that happens, you automatically give it the lens of, oh, it's because somebody wants to harm me, you automatically imply it's bad for you.
Yes.
Which goes against the story we just told about the Taoism, right?
Yeah.
The father and the son in the farm. Now, if you live as if everything that happens to you must be for good, you will look for the silver lining in everything that happens. And by looking for the silver lining, you will see opportunities where others won't. Little door open. Okay, this big door closed, but this other little door opened, which might open a bigger door, which might open a bigger door. Snowball a few times, and then you have a better life than before.
Yes.
And that's the beauty.
There's a theory called the monkey branch theory, where the monkey doesn't grab another branch until it lets go of one branch.
Oh,
right?
That's a nice one.
So sometimes, your business is going down. Instead of staying on the business trying to fix it, or you can just continue doing your entrepreneurial journey onto the next business and then just keep the momentum going. This door closes because God wants it to close. Who are you to leave it open? Who are you to try to leave it open when God is trying to close it?
Good point. Like I said, let the pieces fall where they may. As long as you're doing what you believe is correct, let the pieces fall where they may. This person doesn't like me. It's a fight. Okay. Take space. Take your distance. Let's see what happens. Maybe they come back to you with an apology. Maybe, you understand?
Correct.
Take distance. Why fight? Why?
Our brain, the human brain, has been really incredibly conditioned to look short-sighted. We need to fix it now. We need to fix it now, instead of letting it fall. Instead of letting it, at the time when everything was happening with G2, I'm sure your brain was thinking very short term, because naturally that's how our brain is.
Fight or flight.
And now everything makes sense.
Yes, now in hindsight, absolutely.
Everything makes sense.
Fight or flight. When you have the tiger right in front of you, it's fight or flight.
And fight or flight and anger is actually the worst emotion, because your body has its foot on the gas and the brake at the same time.
Good point. Good point.
Your body doesn't know where the fuck to go.
Good point. Completely good point. And you cannot be creative when you're trying to survive. Actually, that's a good point. Creativity comes when there's space, right?
Yes.
It's like, that's why when you're so busy, you're not creative at all. You're not unique. You're not original.
Yeah.
Ideas don't come. When you're not having fun, having space, you cannot be creative. Yeah. So when you're just fighting for your life the whole time, tiger in front of you the whole time, you will never come up with fire.
Yeah.
For the first time. You will just run away from the tiger.
Yeah. In the Bible, I went to a Christian school. In the Bible, it said, Jesus, I believe, said, if a man was born to be a carpenter, he must be a carpenter. Do what you are put on this earth to do. Through that, God will give you opportunity.
I remember that. Very good saying. Yeah. Very good saying.
So, I think of something else, which I'm losing my train of thought, because I'm thinking...
This thing you just said, actually. This is the basis of actually my business right now. You know that? So the messaging that works best for us to attain clients that end up making good money, you know what it is?
What?
Is, look, just like ants and bees are born, soldier ants, worker ants, drone ants, reproductive ants, queen ant, you're born a certain way with a set of skills and abilities, okay? There is something in you that is unique to you. You're trying to be the Michael Jordan of basketball when there is only one Michael Jordan in basketball. But you're the Michael Jordan of whatever the fuck you're good at.
Correct.
So our whole point is, you're special in some way that you might not know yet. Just like I told you before, I like to mentor people on my free time, and I never thought of it as a business. Then eventually became my business, and I'm making more money than I made with G2 as doing what my purpose is. The same with anybody watching here. Everybody watching here is special in their own way, unique in their own way, original in their own way. And once they identify what that is, that can be monetized. You can teach others to do the same thing. And very often people will be like, for example, I have a chess coach, right? Tiran. And he's an international master in chess.
Wow.
Wow, right? Very good player. There's 25,000 players better than him currently on Earth. International master by FIDE standards. Still 25,000 people better than him today. Yet he makes more money than the vast majority of them. Why? Because what you're good at, you can teach others. You don't have to be the number one on Earth. You just have to be better than your students. Anybody wants to pay you, anybody that wants to learn what you're good at will pay you to learn it if you're better than them. Just like you go to school, you go to university, you want to learn from the teacher that knows more than you. Typically, that's how it should be. Maybe it's not like this anymore, but because the traditional system is broken. But maybe it used to be like this, okay? You would learn from the actual expert and you would pay for it. That's what education in the end and mentorship in the end is about. So this messaging of you're unique in your own way, we're going to help you find what you're unique at. We're going to help you find how to get people to come to you for that. And I'm going to help you monetize it. That's the whole shebang of my business.
Yeah. What a great mentor you would be. What a great mentor.
You mentor me by just having this podcast and teaching me new ideas and inspiration. So we are all mentoring each other.
I know, but you like it. Your son's going to be a billionaire.
You know what I want? I want my son to be the best at what he's supposed to be the best at, you know? For example, you can see he likes, one of them, right? I have children. Tennis, right? You can see. Tennis. I do my best. So he plays a lot of tennis, you know? I do my best. Other one loves to hear these stories about Greek mythology and stuff. He loves to hear the different archetypes, different things. Then I double down on it, you know? Because if God would have made us all on purpose the same, then that would be very obvious. But you cannot find two humans that are the same. There's 8.3 billion people on the planet, and not a single one of them resembles one-to-one the other one. Not a single one. All of them have different attributes physically, and all of them have different attributes in terms of skill set, in terms of what they like. Some of them are very left-brained type of people, very organized, structured, etc. Some of them are incredible artists, like Hans Zimmer. His music, I was in his concert some time ago. Goosebumps. This guy is a genius. Is a legend of music. You cannot compare him with Elon Musk. And if Hans Zimmer would have tried to be like Elon Musk, you would have never heard of Hans Zimmer. If Elon Musk would have tried to be like Michael Jordan, you would have never heard of Elon Musk. So you gotta be what you were meant to be. What if you're not a billionaire as a result? Who cares? You will be satisfied, you will be fulfilled, and you will very likely make a lot more money by doing so.
Yeah.
Vast majority of people on Earth are never going to do what they were meant to do. Vast majority of people on Earth are going to be going to school, maybe learn some skills that they don't even like, just because they can monetize it better in a 9-to-5. They're going to be in the 9-to-5, growing their salaries 2% year over year on average. They're going to be in the corporate world, playing politics and hating their lives and being in calls where everybody's like, oh, they're scaling manufacturing. I'm like, holy shit, I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that life.
No.
So why not just take a leap forward and say, let me figure out what I'm good at.
Let me be creative.
Let me enjoy the spark of life by doing what I'm supposed to be good at. And you know, God is very wise. God doesn't make you good at something you hate. Every time something you're good at is something you love, or something you love is something you happen to be good at. God doesn't make mistakes, you know? And if something you hate, you keep doing it, basically you're getting paid to do something you hate, which you do very bad. Why wouldn't you get paid for something you like that you do very well? Where is the, you know, like how many times do you hear people say, oh, I don't know if that skill of mine is monetizable. Like Tigran was telling us, the chess guy I told you, he was telling us, who wants to pay for chess coaching, man? Okay, first of all, there's a lot of people to pay for chess coaching, but what are you doing right now? Oh yeah, I'm doing this at a normal job, yeah? Okay. Are you getting paid for it? Yes, of course. So you're doing something you don't like, right? Yeah. You hate it, yes. What do you do in work when you don't have any more tasks? Oh, I scroll TikTok and stuff. Oh, okay, so you don't even work the full time. You hate it, you're bad at it, you're making sure that every hour you have free, you don't devote it to the work, and you're getting paid. So what kind of twisted thinking makes you realize or makes you think that you will not get paid for doing something you love that you do very well? It makes no sense.
Sure.
Right?
And he's on TikTok because he's numbing himself.
100%. Now, if you devote your life to something you like and you're trying to monetize something you like, every hour you spend on it, getting better at it or getting better at getting customers for it, is going to pay dividends in the future. It's like, imagine you live somewhere in Kamchatka. You don't expect to live there forever, but it's where you grew up. Would you spend time networking with the people from your neighborhood in Kamchatka?
No.
No, because why?
There's no opportunity there. The networking opportunity is very poor.
Mostly because you don't see yourself living there in the future.
But also, you're not developing yourself. You're not learning. If I was living in where? Kamchatka? What is that?
Kamchatka. Like
wherever.
In the end of Russia.
Sure. And there's no opportunity. I would lock myself in a room and learn skills.
Yes, very true. But you wouldn't want to devote any time whatsoever in developing relationships with the people from your neighborhood because you know you will not live there in the future.
Correct.
So this is the same as when you're in a job you don't see yourself forever in.
Correct.
Why would you care about developing any skills in that job? Now, on the flip side, imagine you finally move where you expect to live for the remainder of your life. You move to Dubai.
Yep.
Every hour you spend developing connections, developing your knowledge about the city is an hour well spent. It will pay off dividends exponentially in the future. Same goes with your career path. Once you choose the one thing you're good at, every book you read about it, every business you fail at, every single action you take to better yourself 0.1%, it feels great because you know that in a long enough time frame, that will pay off.
Yeah.
That's the big difference about choosing purpose over money.
It's so funny you say this because I had this conversation recently. In Australia, I have an insurance company. I have 12 gyms. I have...
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have a karaoke nightclub thing.
You know how much I like karaoke?
Do you like karaoke?
I love karaoke.
I have the Chinese style where they have 10 rooms.
Oh, perfect. That's the one I like.
Yeah, you book the room, not the open one. You book the room.
Yeah, like the Korean one.
Yeah, exactly. There's $250 an hour and then you bring alcohol and girls come and serve it for you and stuff like that.
I don't drink, but I sing.
Yeah, I've stopped drinking as well. You'll probably never come to Australia, but if you do, I'll definitely make sure to be there to take you.
Now the chances have increased after I heard about your...
now maybe. And my friends always say, why are you not coming back to Australia? Because I never go there. I go there maybe 1 week a year to see my mom, see my dad. But they fly here. They're coming here next month. They come to Bali and they see me because I also have a business in Bali. And I said, why would I waste my creativity, my time, my resources in building in a location which I don't have any purpose or
same principle
in building there?
Correct.
Why? What's the point in me continuing and doing anything somewhere where I don't want to build?
Yeah, correct. It's correct.
So exactly what you just said.
It's correct. Also, where you build your family it's important. Location or locations, as well as career path is very important choice. Because you build your family in an area, you want that everything positively affects your generation, your blood, your future, the people that are going to be here by the time you're gone, that carry a little bit of yourself in them. And you want that every single action you take builds up a little bit of that future. If you don't have that, a lot of intrinsic motivation to do things goes away. Intrinsic being like an instinctual, natural motivation to do something. What happens when you're like, I'm so demotivated? You know why you're demotivated? Because you're doing things that don't fulfill your purpose. I don't need to be motivated. I don't need motivational books. I don't need motivational pep talks that I give myself. No, I just fucking do things because those things I'm doing build up for what my destiny is, my purpose is. So I wake up in the morning after 3-4 hours of sleep or whatever, and I wake up full of energy because I'm fulfilling my purpose. I know that every single move I'm making, eventually my children are going to benefit from. Every single move I'm making is benefiting my future self. You don't need motivation then. Motivation is just comes in, goes out. Discipline comes in, goes out.
100%. What do you think about manifestation?
100%. There's a 0% chance that it doesn't exist. There's 0% chance that you cannot build your future out of thin air. 0% chance. Man, I grew up poor. I grew up with nothing. Okay. And I was the first ever person to make a living. Okay. To make a lot of money from video games. My parents were telling me, what are you doing? You're wasting your life away. Because nobody was earning money playing video games. I built something out of nothing. That's the power of creation. We are a ramification of God. God is the master creator. But you being a ramification of God, you have power within this realm we call Earth to create too. Out of thin air. Out of imagination. The power of imagination is extremely underrated. Underrated. Imagination is the door for the brightest future you can imagine. Babies, if you could retain the imagination you had as a baby, there would be nothing you couldn't do. There's a reason why there's so many examples of babies, or not babies, but toddlers and very young children. There's documented evidence throughout everywhere about telekinetic babies that can move objects and can, with their mind, eyes closed, they can see with their eyes closed what's in front of them, etc. Why? Because the filter of, I can't do this, the filter of, oh, this is impossible, is gone. It's not there yet, you know? And imagination is free, is running free, like a wild horse. So manifestation is nothing else than imagining something you do want. I mean, it can be, you can manifest something you don't want. It's very true. But manifestation is nothing else than imagination running free in your mind. And eventually materializing that energetic level of thought, materializing eventually into the physical world, into this earth we live in. That's in my opinion, how things operate. Nothing comes into existence unless has been imagined first. In fact, I will tell you something. I genuinely believe that now they're starting to identify the fact that time is not what we think it is. Time, like all the past and all the future and all the past and all the future's future, is happening right here, right now. It doesn't exist, the past or the future, only exists the now. And there's infinite amounts of nows happening at once, all at once. We live in the physical body, so we don't really grasp exactly what this means, but quantum mechanics are teaching us that this to be true, right? So what is that telling you? That infinite things are happening all at once. And as long as you can imagine it, it exists somewhere in the ether. I know it sounds a bit psycho what I'm saying, but I generally believe this is true. I'm going to make a thought that probably nobody ever made before. Imagine we're just in this car right now, and there is an orange dragon throwing fire on the left, and a big turtle walking on the, there. And all of a sudden, some woman is dancing flamenco dance in there. Completely wild thought. Nobody ever had this thought before, okay? The fact that I imagined it, it means it exists in some kind of realm, in some kind of energetic thought. And if I wanted to push for that reality with my hands, with my physical body, I could get that reality to exist in some capacity. So yeah, manifestation in my eyes 100% exists. And my life is a perfect representation of that truth.
Yeah.
And I try to teach that to also my children. There's nothing impossible. There's nothing you cannot do in this earth.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a bit of an unhinged thought, but it's difficult to
it's not
explain.
an unhinged thought.
It's a bit...
I'm so open-minded. There's no such thing as unhinged thoughts.
Maybe not everybody is open-minded, but it's just difficult to explain sometimes because I'm going to have all this context of experiential.
Of course, exactly.
It's hard to put into words.
You've gone... A lot of things we're talking about, business and everything like that, a lot of people wouldn't understand if they have a 9-to-5 job because they haven't been to the stress that,
I guess
that you've been through or that I've been through in business for us to understand it and learn it, you know? So there's no such thing as unhinged thought. And credentially, you're qualified because you have been there, you've seen it, you have built it, so you can comment on it.
In a way, you're right, but many people will say, and do say, in fact, that what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? Okay, so you first became successful and then you became like this. But it's actually the opposite. Like I was already unhinged before I became successful. Like I told you, with 17 years old, this was an eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
And I went into a journey of self-development and trying to understand how all of this works and how to, most importantly, like even though I'm speaking about esoteric knowledge, I try to always bring it down to earth because I'm a man. In the end, men are very earthly. Like men are very materialistic, not in terms of cars, but in terms of like this reality, right? So I try to bring everything down to how can I improve my ability to educate my children better? How can I improve my career? How can I improve my attributes? I always boil it down to making things practical. And there's a lot of wisdom in these esoteric books that can be applicable to the day-to-day life. That's what I try to devote my life into. Not just all this esoteric knowledge. No, I want applicable knowledge. Things that actually can help me really close more customers, make them more satisfied, have a better business over time, have a better family, etc. Practical things. I care about that. And using this esoteric knowledge to better my life.
What's your thoughts about things being pre-written?
No, I don't believe in destiny like that. I don't believe in destiny like that. I don't believe that God just wrote down one book called Your Life and everything is already written.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe that every single thing that could ever happen is possible. And it's probably happening all at once in infinite universes. Which again, the more we look into quantum mechanics, the more it seems to be true. It's funny because at the very beginning, as technology got better many years ago, scientists stopped becoming believers in God as technology advanced. And now that technology is advancing so much more and it goes down beyond at the quantum level, scientists are again becoming believers in God. Funny how that works. Because now they're looking not just at the Newtonian physics, but they're starting to look at the quantum physics. And many times Newtonian physics and quantum physics fight against each other. Because Newtonian physics say everything is pre-written. If I throw a ball from here, I know exactly when it will go down and when it will hit the floor. But then all of a sudden quantum mechanics show you proof, evidence that, yes, my friend, that is true. I'm not going to say you the number, but that is true 999 times out of 1,000. But in the 1,000th time, it falls here and it becomes a banana. Nonsense, okay? And you're like, wait, how is that possible? So the more we learn about new age technology, and the more we learn about this reality that God created, the less we know about it. The more random and the more anti-Newtonian physics it really is. So what I would say to people is that you don't have to know all these things. You don't have to read thousands of books. What I would say to people is, don't just take the reality that people around you tell you is real. Don't just take the reality that TV tells you is real. Don't just take things that you have never experienced as true tell you what reality looks like. Make your own learnings, make your own teachings out of your own experience, and be open-minded. Because, be humble enough to know that you know fucking nothing. And neither do I, by the way. I'm speaking things, maybe only 70% of them are true, maybe only 20% of them are true. It doesn't matter. But I'm open-minded to the idea that I could be wrong about everything. Yeah? I don't just put one truth in front of me and say, that's the truth, no matter what happens, no matter what I see. Just be open-minded. Because reality is very malleable. Reality is not like this, square. Correct. No. Reality is very malleable. Sometimes things happen. It's like, it cannot be a coincidence. It cannot be, So be open-minded to it.
The TV is the worst because they want to teach you the reality that they want you to learn.
Of course. It doesn't benefit. In the Roman Empire.
Love the Roman Empire.
Yeah, so during the Roman Empire, I don't know if you know this, but basically, Christianism was not a unified belief system. There were a lot of different understandings of Christianism and what was Christianism about. You had the Gnostic Christians, you had an array of them. And every single church that had experts in Christianism had a different understanding of what Christianism represented. Funny enough. But then the Roman Empire said, we cannot manage a complete region as big as the Roman Empire without having a unified religion. So what they did, they took the leaders of each church and gathered them together and told them, from here, we have to come up with one religion, with one belief system. And most of those representatives disagreed with the final religion, which ended up being the New Testament Christian, whatever.
Sure.
The one that we take as today's Bible, which tells you one thing. They unified a malleable spiritual belief system so that they can retain control over the population. That's a fact. This is a historical fact. It's not questionable. So, of course, those in power are in need of you genuinely believing that you're a small ant in the vastness of the cosmos. You're worthless. You know what? Go into your office, go into your 9 to 5 and shut up. Make children, don't care. Pay your taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, you're going to go to jail. Do what I say when I say it. Shh. You have no power over your destiny. You're an ant, an insect, a worm. That's what you are. And people take it. Why? Because of all the previous context that followed. They were born into a world that already told them they were nothing more than cattle. So, and they go to school and the teachers tell you, oh, how can you be an astronaut? No, you have to choose a career path that pays you money. Accountant, for example. Right? And you grow up with that mentality. And then your parents grew up the same way, so your parents cannot teach you better. You have everybody around you telling you, your dreams are not possible because you're meant to fit the mold of what reality needs and society needs from you. But that is bullshit. There is no mold. You make your own mold. That's the actual reality. And yes, those in power, don't listen to them. They want to retain the power. That's their whole point. If they lose the power, they can no longer lead these countries. Retain that power. If you would think genuinely that you're as powerful as we actually are, politicians would have zero power over you. Right now, this left versus right, BLM versus the other movements, LGBTQ versus blah, blah, blah. It's all fight. All this does is separate us from the truth, which is that we are much more than our physical bodies and certainly much more than what they tell us we are. If you would think you are genuinely a creation and a ramification of God, you wouldn't take shit from anybody. Go 9 to 5 and shut up. No, you shut up. I will do whatever I want. What are you going to do about it? We're 8.3 billion of us believe in the same thing. You can't lead us like this. There will be no countries. There will be no artificial walls. Very likely the whole earth would speak the same language, funnily enough, because we are not stupid. Humans are very intelligent. We will all end up speaking the same language. There will be no wars. That's not what they want. You cannot lead a group of people that know they are the owners of their own destiny. That's why they created over the years all these artificial walls. You are nothing. You're a worm. Only Jesus was God.
Yeah.
You cannot be God. Only Jesus was God. You have no power. Only Jesus can heal. Only Jesus had access to the infiniteness of possibilities. It's a pity.
Well, I mean, if they didn't push this, then there would be too many revolutionaries and then they'd have less control.
Correct.
They want to divide.
Correct.
That's, there has to be, like, even with Israel, Iran, there has to be an enemy.
There has to be an enemy for both sides. And there's no better or worse. It's just really both sides benefit from conflict.
Correct.
This is truth.
That's why they don't want to resolve it.
100%. 100%. Ukraine, Russia, same. No, they don't want nobody. Two people don't fight if one of them doesn't want to. Okay? Generally speaking. Nobody wants the conflict to end. Because the conflicts equal more control over population, more rules added. After 11 September, what happened to the airports?
Security went through the roof.
Exactly. And taxes went through the roof because we have to protect the borders and we have to blah, 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 blah. And then it went from 32% taxes to 53% tax. It's always the same shebang.
Yeah.
And you have to be perspicacious enough to understand that this is true. Pay attention. Who wants the best for you? Who do you know for a fact, without a glimpse of doubt, wants the best for you? Yourself, that's number one. And number two, you can argue your blood.
100%. Parents.
Parents, for the most part, anybody that is your blood, for the most part, will want the best for you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Everybody else is out there for themselves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I asked you a question before about destiny. And I want to tell you my theory on it. And see if it resonates with you. Because I feel like you and I read the same books. I feel like you and I are interested in the same things. And you probably have this idea. But I think with destiny, nothing's pre-written. I believe that, right? We choose our own destiny, right? But it's like walking down a road. You're walking down a road, door to your left, door to your right, further down the road, door to your left, door to your right. You decide which door to open. When you open that door and you go through that, the story of whatever's after that door is pre-written. You inherit the story of that. For example, you open the door to gaming. The story of you getting into gaming and starting your own business and then this happening and stepping down as a CEO, that was pre-written. You inherited that. There's a door right now where you can start another business and have it worth $500 million like you already have, right? There's another door. You just haven't found that door. You haven't decided to open that door. But these stories, these parallel stories in the universe have been pre-written. You just haven't opened the door. So the idea, you could open this door, you can meet the girl of your dreams, you can marry her, have kids, and she'll divorce you. That's that door. So that's my belief. And manifesting is you going and manifesting to me means you have a North Star. You have a direction that you want to go into. If that door is not aligned with your North Star, you don't open it. And that's how manifestation happens, because you accept the things. I don't want to manifest a coffee shop. If I meet somebody...
Your way of thinking is not that dissimilar from what I'm saying, because you do have, in your way of thinking, I believe, you have a free will to choose which door, right?
Correct.
Well, no difference then.
Yeah. No difference. 100%.
Yeah, no difference there.
Yeah. But that's, throughout my life, that's how I felt everything.
And also there's something very beautiful about, I tell this to all my clients, I hate to call them clients, only do it because of podcasts.
Students?
Yes. I call them normally students or my people. I don't know how to. Yeah.
You're right.
But I only do it because
You know why you struggle with that? Because of your lack of ego.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes my ego is very strong, but with these things,
I don't feel a strong ego from you.
No? Okay.
I feel like the smarter somebody is, the less of an ego they have, actually.
Possible.
I have a lot of people.
At least you have it in check.
I have a lot of people that come on the podcast that aren't as smart as I thought they were, but their egos are through the roof.
Possible. Yeah, possible.
Yeah.
Possible. You were saying about
Your students. You said this to your students.
I was telling them one thing. What was the point you made before?
It was about.
I'm so comfortable right now that I
should I turn the massage?
This is perfect. Actually, yeah, please.
I don't know how to be honest with you, because I haven't. I think it's one of these buttons. It's heating and cooling, and I think they have to do it from the front.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe for the
We're
better.
gonna fall asleep. You're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna start snoring.
You have a very nice podcast setup, I gotta tell you.
You've been on a lot of podcasts.
Yes.
Mine's very different, but the bad thing about doing a podcast in a car is distractions. Like, there's a lot of distractions.
Yes.
The car.
But it also makes it special.
Yeah.
There's no podcast like this.
No.
You see people, you see beauty, you see the ocean, you see nice areas.
We get coffee, drive through.
Yes, it's a perfect setup.
Everything I've done in my life with business is a reflection of what I've done with this. Everything I do is very different. It has to be very different. You have to see my gyms. It's like no other gym you've seen.
You're the perfect representation of what I try to teach about finding your way and going for it.
Yeah.
Even if it looks a bit off, it's your way.
Yeah. And this is so difficult to do a podcast in a car. We have heating problems, power problems.
I believe you completely. I mean, I see the situation you put together here. And at the very beginning, I told you, I thought it was going to be cramped.
Yeah.
Or clamped?
Cramped, yeah.
Cramped. But no, there's so much space. What you did here is extraordinary.
I can't sell this car. I've had to rip things in there to.
Oh no, this is unselling. Forget. This is you can write this.
But the return on investment has been amazing.
I believe you.
You know, it's worth it already.
I believe you.
But do you know how easy it is to do a podcast in a studio? It's so easy.
Yes, no, comparably, I can for sure attest.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that everybody has greatness within them.
Yeah.
And most people are unable to unlock it because of the previous beliefs that they were installed in their brains. You know? It's very hard for somebody nowadays to believe that they are meant to do great things. Very difficult, because if everybody around you is constantly telling you that you're just normal, then it's very hard to come into the conclusion that you are more than normal, and that the normal is actually magical, that the life is full of spark and intention. So I try to play a role in opening people's eyes to their own greatness. That's, I guess, the best way, the one-liner you can say I try to accomplish. When somebody is able to make $20,000 a month teaching others how to play chess, or I have another client, for example, he's an expert in aquarium biomes. Tell me something more specific than that. Go ahead.
Niche. That's so niche.
Extremely niche. Well, he's printing. There's another.
Money is in the niche.
Yes, 100%. Like I'm saying, printing. Yeah. Aquarium biomes. Not even aquariums. No, it's aquarium biomes. Who could possibly be the client? Well, the amount of clients he has worldwide, they're wealthy, because who wants to have a fucking aquarium at home? And who cares about the biome, about the viability and the biological viability of the aquarium? Somebody with wealth, with money.
Yeah.
Well, he's high ticket.
Yeah.
And he has a perfect job. He enjoys. I have a woman that she trains dogs, but a very specific dog breed, which I can't even recall. I can't recall the dog breed. It's one dog breed. She trains very well. One dog breed.
Wow.
That's her niche. Not even, I'm a dog trainer. No, I'm this dog breed trainer.
Yeah.
She started with us like 45 days ago or something like this. She's already at 10K a month.
Wow.
How do you make sense of this? Well, because...
How is she at 10K a month? She sells courses? She does one-on-one? So
information can be courses, can be coaching, can be mentorship, can be video training, can be PDFs even that you sell for a few $100s. It's just information. You're teaching people things, education in a way, right?
Got it.
And in her case, there's some one-on-ones, there's some group calling, there's a lot of video training. And if I recall correctly, she started doing ads as well recently. I'm not sure about this, but most of it was organic, or all of it right now is organic. So she reaches out to people that has this specific breed of dogs through social media. It's really like, it's very interesting, because when people think, how can I make money from this? I always go back into my own story. How can I make money from playing video games? Well, my thing was the most ridiculous thing back then, man. What was it was 2004 when I started with this dream. In 2004, nobody knew there were even tournaments, let alone anybody getting paid to play video games. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a joke. Oh, I want to make money playing video games. How is that even?
Yeah.
It's not a thing. It's like creating fire from nothing. Like, imagine fire doesn't exist. And I tell you right now, you know what? I have an idea. What if I just mesh 2 stones together for a long time until there's a spark, and then I put it in the wood, and then you're like, okay, please, like, you're psycho,
Yeah.
You're unhinged.
Yeah.
But then I show it to you. Okay, well, okay, of course. Obvious, because the 2 stones create a spark, and then you put it on the wood, and then it creates fire.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But before you have the proof in front of you, how do you believe it? Like this mile under 4 minute example. You know about this, right?
No.
Yeah, so...
Mile under 4 minutes.
Yeah, so running a mile under 4 minutes was, the doctors said, impossible. Scientists said it's impossible. Experts said it's impossible.
How many kilometers is 1 mile?
1.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know kilometers.
Yeah, me too. But I lived in America for some time, in LA and New York, so I had to adapt as well a little bit. They were like...
As fast.
It's impossible. Below 4 minutes. Body is not made for this. For many years, everybody believed that to be true. Then one person did it. And on the same year, I think it was like 23 people did it.
Wow.
After. Why?
The belief.
Exactly. You see it in front of you, you believe it's possible, then all of a sudden it becomes possible. What I'm telling you, the aquarium biome expert, this person is making sick money already. And he started very recently. Now you believe that whatever it is you are good at or better than others at, now it enters your mind like a seed. I just placed a seed in your brain. You can actually make money with it too. Not a single thing on this planet you cannot make. I tell you, you cannot find one thing that I don't believe can make at least $10 million a year. Find me one thing, I promise you can make at least 10 million. If you want to make $100 million a year, different. That it needs to be something that solves a bigger problem. But there is no niche on Mother Earth you cannot make at least $10 million a year with.
Wow.
I don't believe. Wow. Not one.
You're going to make a lot of millionaires.
I hope so. I already made a few, but I hope so. It's good karma. This is amazing karma.
Amazing karma.
Amazing
God loves
karma.
you. God, and this is your purpose.
Yes, I like it. I like some. And the more I see good results, the more I want to do it.
Of course. I can imagine. Joseph Tsai, the co-founder of Alibaba, put $10 million in your company. What is that conversation like to speak to somebody at that level, to get him to invest money in your company?
I actually remember this very well because I was supposed to be nervous when I met him and his team, but I wasn't. And actually, it really reminds me of why. Like, I really was playing the game of, this is a game, really.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the worst that can happen? That he says no? Well, I already had that happen a few weeks ago. That's the point, because I met with the president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, and his right hand, Carlos something. Carlos Martinez Albornoz, something like this. And I told them, I'm looking for investment, but more like strategic partnership. And they said, man, we're Real Madrid. Like, only thing I can imagine is we buy you out and then you become Real Madrid. And I said, I was such a cocky kid. I said to him, to Florentino Perez, okay? I said to him, yeah, you either buy us now or we'll buy you in the future. Stupid kid. Okay, stupid kid. So he kicked us out of the meeting. Of course, he was very gentle, very elegant. He was laughing, but he was like big boy in me, like, okay, bro, go home, And then shortly after, I met with Joseph Tsai, which back then was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets as well. I think he still is. Co-founder of Alibaba and, machine. He's big in the CCP, whatever, And my pitch was always very the same throughout. It doesn't matter who I speak with, whether it's somebody nobody knows, whether somebody like this. My pitch was always the same. And I was confident that I had I was confident what I was doing. So with confidence, everything comes out, nice energy. And he was like, look, I think the business is a question mark, but I like you. I will invest in you. And that's why he came in.
Wow. So he invested in you.
He invested in the business, but as a result of, I guess, he liking me or liking my entrepreneurial mindset. I don't know. Very often, and I tell you this because I've done private invest. I have over 30 companies, not over. I have 30 companies invested in that I invested myself in. And from experience, I tell you, I don't invest in businesses. I invest in people, for sure. Even if the business is not the best business, if I invest in the right person, I know he can or she can pivot very well. You invest in people because it's like, oh, you think about Microsoft, Adidas, blah, blah. No, you're thinking of them as companies. No, they're people. Oh, this company is making billions of... No, people are making billions of dollars profit. There's people behind every company. So you invest in people.
There's thousands of esport organizations. Most of them are dead. How did G2 make it to be one of the biggest in the world?
What we came up with was originality, actually. How so? Everything was like boring. It's like, oh, they played better, blah, 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 blah. Everything boring. We came out and became like the fun ones. Like we were always having fun. We were always bantering with other teams. Win or lose, we were always bantering, having a great time. And our playstyle in every single game was very wild. Every game you watch of G2 is a fun game you want to watch, whether as a fan or as a hater. You want to watch G2. And actually the slogan was, whether you love us or hate us, you will watch our games, right?
Yeah.
And it was like completely new. And then many people followed suit and started copying the same style. But we were very comedic, almost like taking it like a video game. Actually, that was the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And that's how we became as large as we did, by taking it as a video. It's a video game. We're playing video games, people. What are we? Oh, yeah, they played so much better. What is this, bro? Enjoy,
So culture and...
Culture, 100%.
Running a business and running a video gaming business empire, but also running the business as a video game.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
It's culture. It's really culture. Culture is everything, man.
What do you know about building a community now that you wish you knew when you were building G2?
Oh, I would say like my Mona Lisa of building communities was G2. Like how many fans we have now? 53 million fans around the world.
Wow.
Like building a community of 53 million fans. Like I came up with so many things that ended up being extremely beneficial for the team and for the brand. For example, G2 is a samurai mask with a G and a 2. That's the brand. That's the logo. Samurai mask with a G and a 2. G2. Yeah. And we made masks with G and 2. And when we play like a big tournament, maybe there's like 8,000 people. Like I made the mask so cheap that we earned $0 from each sale. It was like $10. We really made $0 per sale. But now everyone has a mask. So you have an 8,000 people stadium. 3,000 of them are wearing a G2 mask. Do you understand the branding power that creates? And when I was a player, I had other things like I was always wearing a scarf.
Yes, you were. You were
always wearing a scarf.
Why was that?
Because you remember it.
That's
the only reason. It was sometimes so hot. I hated to play in the tournaments with a scarf sometimes. but I still wore it because it was my trademark. I understand these things quite well because, okay, you see all these cars, these cars everywhere. What if all of a sudden there would be a multicolored rainbow, matte, brilliant with diamonds car?
Yeah.
You will remember you saw
stands
it.
out.
Yes. And that's what branding in a way is, and uniqueness and your originality. So that's my opinion. How to build a community best to start off is you have to be unique in some way. Otherwise you're homogeneous. You're the same as everybody else. Mm-hmm. You have to have something special about you. Also in your messaging. You can't just say, oh, I train dogs or I teach chess. I coach chess. No. What makes you special? I am the master of tactics at chess, and I use the bishops better than everybody else. With me, you will master bishops usage. Even more niche. You will master the dark squared bishop the best when you train with me. That's unique. Nobody else is doing that. So anybody that wants to master how to use the bishops in the dark squares will go to you because you're the guy for that. So uniqueness. And then how do you build a community? By actually caring about it. You read the messages, you're with them, you're part of them. Imagine you're walking through the street together. Maybe you're first in the group, yes, but they're walking with you. You just take them as your peers, your group, and you walk with them. The very first people as well, they're the most important because they're the founders of your community. In G2, there's 53 million fans. I still know the names of the founders, the first ones. These guys are leading the G2 army. We call it the G2 army. They're leading the G2 army in the specific countries. They take big buses and travel to the tournament together. And these guys that were the first there are leading the charge, leading the army itself. This is so important. Mm-hmm. That's how you build community.
Mm-hmm. You know what? People usually build companies like G2 for an exit. Okay. You didn't. You were basically there. I mean, you still haven't exited. You're still there, and it almost became part of your identity, right? Part of your brand.
A little bit.
When you had to step down, did you feel like you were losing your identity?
A little bit. Yes. It felt like, what if I lose my identity? It was more like this, right? But yeah, very, very quickly you realize that you carry yourself with you everywhere you go. It might take you longer. It might take, like, for example, my Instagram right now is not as big, but I used to, like my Facebook, I was the first ever guy in gaming to reach like 600,000 people in Facebook as followers, right? I was like very big back then. And now it's not as big. I reinvented myself into a completely different industry. I'm not the Carlos I was back when I was a player, very cocky, very, I'm more father figure, family man. You understand?
You were wild back then.
Yeah, a lot more wilder.
Yeah. And that was part of your identity. That was the reason why you were who you were.
Of course. Like talking about archetypes.
Yeah.
We are never born the archetype we will end up with. Like Carl Jung, which is, I don't like therapists in general nowadays, because they don't understand etymology, mythology, history. And a good therapist needs to understand these things. But back in the day, there was Carl Jung, which is one of the greatest therapists that has ever existed. And Carl Jung is very big into archetypes. And he understood that, when you're growing up as a boy, for example, right? You have to go through the different phases. You have to go through the Oedipal child. You have to go through the, you never are born a king, a warrior, a magician, and a lover, which are the four main archetypes, right? You go through the shadow selves of those. So, for example, what is the shadow self of a warrior archetype? It's a bully, right? So you might go through a stage in your life where you're maybe the bully or the bullied, right? That's also a shadow archetype. Only when you get to go through these stages and understand that you need to grow out of that shadow, you need to become a man eventually, or for woman, a woman, right? Of course, there's female archetypes too, like Athena, whatever. I can go deep into this, but only then you become the ultimate man, right? And in fact, Carl Jung said that the life of man starts at 40, right? Which is when most of those archetypes, hopefully, are developed, right? So yeah, I was very different back then, but it's all part of the process. And I know that 5 years from now, I will look at current Carlos and be like, I'm glad this changed, that changed, you know? That's the beauty as well of growth. Self-development is nice.
Do you miss that old self?
No.
No.
It was very fun, but it's like, you know, the spirit of a kid is fearlessness, but fearlessness to a point of stupidity, right? What's the perfect world? Is fearless, is like deep knowledge fearlessness. That's the best way to live, right? When you know that there is nothing to fear, as long as you're doing what you must do, whenever you must do it, let the pieces fall where they may.
Where they may.
Yeah. As a kid, you're like, nobody can beat me. This super aggression. I can't lose. It's impossible to lose. 0% chance of loss. Sure, from a manifestation perspective, that works very well. But eventually, bam, you lose. Life gives you a loss. At some point, everybody goes through a strong loss in life. Now, what you do with that? That's what develops the archetype, the correct archetype. If what happened to me with G2, if I wouldn't have reacted how I did, maybe I would have ended up drinking. Maybe I would have ended up taking very bad habits, using my money to buy 1 million supercars and 1 million things I shouldn't be doing. Go to an island and just live off caipirinhas. Could have, but I didn't, right? So the fear, the growth, the growth requires misery. There's nothing else to say.
You know, you've got people to invest in your company a lot, millions of dollars. What's cap raising like? What's your experience like with cap raising?
A bit miserable, I'm not gonna lie. A bit miserable, yeah.
Is it difficult?
If you build a good product or a good company, it's not difficult to have the conversations. It's perhaps difficult to find these people whom you want to have the conversations with. So the outreach process is a bit miserable. Like gathering leads, a good enough pipeline of potential buyers, potential investors is the hard part. Because you have to ask people that ask people that ask people. Like my first ever investor, I met, it's one of those moments. I was almost bankrupt. Okay. And I was really doing my work, meditation, everything, and I was like, oh, what's happening, man? Like it's not coming together. And then I'm like literally days away from zero money, right? I was already not paying myself so that I can pay salaries. And I was already days away from no money. Wow. And all of a sudden, a friend of mine tells me, hey man, when I go to so we have this go-kart with double gear. I love always cars, always. We have a double gear go-kart, like professional go-kart in this circuit in Spain. I was in Spain back then, in Madrid. And why don't you come and try it? I know you like cars. And I'm like, I don't know, man, I have a lot of work, come on, man, come. You know what? It's going to be good for my brain to disconnect. I went there. There, I met my first investor, Jaime Bergel. And he saved the company. He saved the bankruptcy. And I used that moment to snowball it into something else. That's why I say there's so many moments of coincidences that all I did was just be open to see how the pieces fall. As long as I continue doing my best. You want to go here? What an odd plan to do in such a horrible situation. Why not? And then I saw the opportunity, this guy, I saw he was successful and I saw he was like open to conversations and stuff. I was like, my opportunity. Elevator pitch. He was probably thinking like, oh, this guy is high on life right now, high on energy, And he told me, okay, you know what? It was Sunday. Come tomorrow to my office and you have 10 minutes. Okay. I'll give you 10 minutes. And I went there.
This is Dubai?
No, this is Madrid
Madrid.
in Spain. And come 10 minutes. So I went there and we ended up speaking for an hour and a half. And he invested.
Save the company.
Saved the company. Yeah? I was really out of money. Like all I earned as a player
Was on.
gone. Taxes also in Spain. Oh man,
Terrible.
Not really, bro. It's not even taxes. It's just the mafia of the tax authorities. Ugh. They see you have money. They will open your books. Even if you make no mistakes or very small mistakes, normal, honest mistakes. They know how much money they want from you. They will take it before they open the books.
Got it.
That's just Spain in a nutshell.
Wow.
That
That sounds like a mafia.
It's a mafia. 100%. Spanish tax authorities are pure mafia. Everybody knows.
Wow.
But nobody can do anything about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
Very
didn't know it
bad.
was like that.
Very,
Spain.
very bad. Very bad.
Wow.
And I told them, that was the last time look, this is give me a discount or something. This makes no sense. Otherwise, this is the last cent Spain will ever see from me. I was so angry. And she said, she was the one doing she said, no. What I did after I used part of the investment and bought a German company, bought the Spanish company with the German company, moved the assets slowly.
Get out of there.
And I kept just to piss them off, I kept the company open with like 12,000 euros in revenue or something, just so that they waste time on it. I was being petty, you know? That's the young Carlos. That's just pettiness.
You went against the government.
Just keep the company open, waste your time on it. And I moved every asset, everything very legally well done out of the country. And it's one of the best things I've done.
Why did you do Germany? Why not Dubai?
No, because I knew a lot of the industry itself in Europe didn't have really a hub. But in Germany, I had a lot of people I knew, like somebody that I got into the company early. He built already a successful business in esports. So I got in there early and he was living in Berlin. I was like, why not? I'm going to go there. And then we made Berlin. As a result of us moving, we made Berlin the hub of esports.
Got it.
Yeah, so out of us moving after a few years. So very good.
Berlin would have loved you.
Yeah, Berlin, they were so happy. The government was very happy because we brought in so much, everything.
And you lived in Berlin?
I lived in Berlin for some time, yes. But now we have affiliate headquarters in New York, Shanghai, and Berlin, of course.
Got it.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you travel often?
I used to. I choose not to now.
You choose not to?
Yeah. I like I don't party. I like solitude, my family. I'm a family man. I like paddle. I play paddle all the time.
Yeah.
It's my thing, you know. If I travel, I don't play paddle.
Yeah.
If I travel, I'm not with my family. If I travel, I lose my rhythm. I don't like traveling anymore.
Have you ever been to Bali?
No, I haven't. Funny enough, I've traveled almost everywhere, but not to Bali. Not to Bali.
If you love paddle, you will love Bali.
Yeah, I know. I have many of the people I play with here. They go to Bali to farm tournaments. Like they go there and win the tournaments.
Yeah.
Because here the level is too high.
Every corner, every place is a paddle court.
I know.
And your kids will love it. Kids love Bali.
I know we will plan some kind of trip to Bali for sure. The thing is just I'm now in the process. I'm just with my woman non-stop popping children. She will be on a 24/7 basis pregnant, you know. Poor thing. She's just on a full-time job pregnancy.
How many?
I don't know, as many as she can make.
Okay.
As many as she can make all the time.
How many you have now? 2?
No, I don't speak about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't speak about.
Got it.
But yeah, I want as many as she can make.
Got it. I don't even know if you had 2. I assumed you had 2.
Yeah, I have children.
Yeah. Got it. All with the same woman?
No, unfortunately.
Got it. You should definitely come to Bali and let me know.
I would love to.
I have a base in Bali. I have a base in Bali and Dubai. So I go back and forth.
Very nice. Yeah, every time we speak, you seem so happy there and so happy here. You're just happy life.
Yeah.
You're having the perfect setup.
I am. Yeah. It's a perfect. You know, I'm like you. I don't like traveling. I mean, last year I did a lot of the Mykonoses and stuff, and I just got out.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for that, right? But once you are already, you have your life, you enjoy to have your base, you know. But man, I've lived everywhere. I've lived. Look, I went to LA for 3 years, New York 3 years, south of France, Cannes. 3 years. Berlin, also a few years. And now Dubai.
Dubai's the best.
Oh,
I love Dubai.
there is no
I love Dubai.
color. There is no color.
When I die, bury me here.
100%.
This is my country.
If nothing changes about the lifestyle, about the safety, about the sense of you being in charge of your own destiny, which was what I thought America was. If nothing like that changes, may I live here forever.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I used to live in New York, by the way.
Oh yeah, which are?
Gramercy.
Ah, very nice. I like Gramercy a lot, actually.
18th and 3rd.
Very nice. I was first in Upper East, and I moved to Soho.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
close to Gramercy.
Yeah, very close, very close.
Yeah.
And but yeah, in New York,
It's crazy.
I was always thinking, like, imagine I have my family here,
Yeah.
and a homeless person with an AirPods connected to nothing, dancing and smelling like all kinds of ways, speaks to any of my children or my woman or something.
know.
I have to go to jail. Why would I put myself in this situation?
Yeah. When you have kids, it's different. But for yourself, when you're alone, or
Yeah, when you're growing up and when you're learning about life by yourself, wow,
it's amazing.
amazing experience.
I used to go to Washington Square Park all the time.
Oh yes,
Washington Square Park looks like at the end of a music festival where everyone's coming down on drugs.
yes,
They're doing
yes.
weird shit.
Yes.
People are like hugging trees and climbing trees.
I know it's the weirdest, but
Yeah.
it's also the interesting things about New York, and they're so musical in New York. I love music, right?
Same.
Really?
Same. Oh, bro, I was there just for music.
You know how many times I went to every Broadway show?
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
I went to all of them many times by myself.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoyed so much, man.
It's Music City. I did a podcast with Biggie Smalls' best friend, C. Gotta, in front of
Nice.
Biggie Smalls' house.
Amazing, yeah.
And he lived with him as well because his Miss Wallace, Biggie Smalls' mum, was his second mum
Okay.
when his mum died.
Okay.
So I love music. And New York is the heart of music.
Yeah, 100%. You know, there is when I learned to, because I was always, I don't know why, I was born knowing how to sing. Okay. I tell you, this is not a skill I developed.
Yeah, yeah.
I never took like a singing class or anything. I just sing in my shower. And there, when I was living in New York is when I just sing for fun or whistle or whatever. And I felt encouraged by society
Yes.
to make it public that I can sing.
Yeah.
You know? And that was when I started. I mean, I actually made a song.
Oh, did you?
Yes. It has like,
What do you sing, by the way? Like what? Like
okay, usually,
pop,
I like,
classical? What do you sing? Classical?
for example, like, something like, not opera, but like, I like,
Got it. Frank Sinatra?
like,
Michael Bublé?
exactly. Stuff like this. I
Stuff
like
like
a
that.
lot, but
Got
for myself,
Yeah.
But I made a song. It was epic metal because,
Oh.
so I convinced Adidas to sponsor it. We got like $1 million for it. And I got because I told you I love Hans Zimmer. I got Hans Zimmer's celloist,
Oh, wow.
Tina, one of the best cellists in the world.
Yeah.
I got one of the best guitarists in the world, Luke. I got one of the best drummers in the world. And I got the vocal coach of Rihanna
Oh,
to help me with the song.
with the song.
And so we made the song. It had like 3.4 or something million views.
Wow.
And it's like, it's missing and it's epic metal. And I never sang in my life epic metal. Typically my voice is very New York, but this is like,
You do have a voice.
I have voice.
You have a voice.
I don't just say it. I know I can
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah.
But this one was like very high pitch, but not like falsetto high pitch. It's like chest high pitch. And I somehow did it. And there's a video where like this vocal coach of Rihanna, she's there with me recording in LA and in the studio. And I hit the highest note I've ever hit from the chest. And it was the first try. And I was like, please God, give me this one try because I have no voice left. And I couldn't because we had the LA Philharmonica there for recording, all the violinists, everything. We had a choir, the LA choir,
Amazing.
like amazing voices.
I love orchestra.
I love imagine,
orchestra.
It's epic metal with orchestra. We had the LA Philharmonica there, bro. It was unbelievable. I spent in just one song, just the song, I spent $600,000. I still made money because Adidas paid us $1 million. So, and we made a video clip about it and it was like, we profited from it in the end.
Incredible.
which makes no sense in the music industry.
Incredible.
But I just did it for fun. This happened during COVID, by the way.
We should sit down one day and just listen to music and explain, because I love sitting there playing music and just telling people, like, did you hear this? Did you hear the orchestra? There's a whole orchestra. Did you hear the drums?
In my home, there's always classical music.
Yeah.
We have in the big TV, always classical music running.
Yeah.
Or like maybe all these, like
Incredible.
60s, 70s, you know?
Incredible. I'm from Shiraz. I'm Iranian, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I grew up in Australia.
Very good.
And Shiraz, we have the best poets in the world. Hafez, I'm not sure if you know these poets.
No.
But they made music of what these guys wrote 300 or 400 years ago. And the orchestra that they've made, I want to expose you to that, because I'm sure
I would love.
And explain it to you, the words and everything.
I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. Man, I'm extremely musical.
Is this why we're so creative in business?
Maybe it has some connection. I don't know. I definitely think music is more of the right side of the brain, which is the creative side, the chaotic side, the artistic side, for sure. But yeah, man, beautiful music for me, like beautiful melodies for me are what matter. You know, like beautiful melodies.
You know, rap. Rap is an acronym.
I don't relate to rap that much, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. This is why I love rap. Rap is an acronym for rhythm and poetry.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. RAP. Rhythm and poetry.
I didn't know that.
Okay. And the reason why I like that more than, let's say, Justin Bieber song or Taylor Swift song, whatever, is because they're just singing, but the rapper is actually the person writing. So the person singing it is the one writing it, because that's his rap. That's why they are the most purest poets you can get.
Okay. Well, to be honest, that's very beautiful.
Well, if Usher has a good voice, they will write something for him and he'll just sing it. Okay? Beautiful voice.
Yeah.
But the reason why I love rap is because it's an even playing field. Everybody is rapping what they've written. So you're the purest poet.
That is actually quite beautiful. You just beautified something I found no beauty in.
I mean, not a lot of the rap is trash. Trash, right? But some of the rap that I can play for you and explain to you, I think you'll find a new love for it.
Interesting. You know, the rap music that I like is usually because they have a bass that has a beautiful melody. Like, for example, I can think of, was it Tupac? The Ghetto Gospel?
Yeah, Ghetto Gospel.
Yeah, so that's a beautiful melody.
Incredible.
Those who... That's very nice.
Incredible.
So that's why I like that song because of this, for example.
Because of that.
Or like some Kanye's, when he was starting doing like, for some time, he made like some gospel-like music.
Yeah.
Man, I have that on blast.
Yeah.
I love gospel.
Yeah.
Gospel music is so nice. Like black people singing with the perfect voices. This is the peak of music for me.
Did you go to Sunday church service in Harlem?
No, I never went, but I've gone to Sunday church service in many other areas with these amazing voices, just normal people on the street. Insane voices, man. In America, for some reason, black people have insane gift for singing.
Amazing.
It's really unbelievable.
Amazing. But Harlem, there's
I have to go.
Listen, next time you go to New York, you let me know so I can come with you, because I live there as well, and you live there, so we already know a lot of things. But Harlem church gospel on a Sunday morning, and then after we go to Red Rooster. Everybody, you remember Red Rooster in Harlem? And everyone has the,
amazing
soul food, right?
Amazing.
But that was incredible.
And that's the beauty of, I like these cultural things for sure.
You can really see the essence of human nature in New York.
Yes, true.
You can really see it's a very special place.
It's true. Man, we have a lot more in common than I thought at first.
Yeah, I know. The philosophy and everything.
I like.